Fleming Island Golden Eagles. Welcome to Friday Night Lights on FSB. I don't know about you, but I'm soaked. And so is my partner, David Wells. What's up?
How are we doing, VP? Yeah, the field conditions are definitely pretty muddy. It's been raining all afternoon out here, but these guys are ready to rock and roll, and kickoff is just around the corner here.
We apologize for the delay in getting started here as the weather did not play kindly to us. But it looks like the officials are going to give us the benefit of the doubt here as the ball falls off the tee. That's Parker Sertivin.
Absolute
out to kick.
Dog of a kicker here. Absolutely blasted out of the end zone. 6 of 7 in that first practice preseason game. Let's see how he does it here in wet and wild conditions.
We had the chance to talk to him last week, and he said he'd been working on his swing. And the Clay County Clash is underway, the battle for US 17. And that ball is going to go into the end zone for a touchback. And right on cue, David, he puts it into the end zone. We'll start on the 20-yard line. Happy you're with us tonight on Friday Night Lights on FSB.
Yeah, little parts of the process there, BP. We got to make sure that we're really ready to rock and roll here. Fleming Island Eagles are absolutely ready to rock and roll, led by this outside linebacker crew of Nate Van Hoff and Jarius Rogers, two guys that are absolutely going to get after the quarterback today. A new quarterback for Clay High School as they've lost their starter from a year ago.
Yeah, Landon Chadwick, the junior, is now the starting quarterback for the Clay Blue Devils. Merrick Raposa, not on the team this year, of his own choice. The play of him will be missed, but he's a multi-sport athlete, and he has moved on to other things.
Baseball at LSU, apparently.
Yes. So, first down and 10 from the 20-yard line. Clay all in blue, Fleming Island all in white, pretty easy. Chadwick will take a snap. They're going to give over the left side, and the footing is already going to be an issue. And now this is a special running back. This is number 18, Lavaris Roberts. He busted a 64-yarder in the preseason game against Menendez, ran into some traffic, got bottled up, and then sprinted down the field. David, this rushing attack for Clay is fast when they get through the open field.
Well, absolutely. As soon as they can turn upfield here, footing is going to be an absolute problem in today's game, and they are a definite stride-it-out kind of team. They are a big play rushing offense. It's not death by 1,000 punches here. They want to hit those big plays.
Yes. So, second down, and it looks like 12 now on the loss. Didn't even get back to the line of scrimmage, the trip and fall. Chadwick will get into the backfield. They'll come around the other side, and this is the speed we're talking about. But that Fleming Island Golden Eagle defense is not going to be denied, and that is led by a host of white jerseys. Roberts will go nowhere. He might get a yard, and it brings third down and long. It's first deep situation for the Blue Devils tonight.
All right, this is where those pass rushers are going to just tee off here. Van Hoff and Jarius Rogers are looking at these kind of situations and licking their chops. Both of them are pass rush extraordinaires. All right,
first third and long.
Looks like they're going to have single man coverage across the board here, one-on-one with the corners at the bottom of the screen.
Timeout on the field here. We'll get a stoppage.
Looks like it's going to be offsides Fleming Island. Jumped on that hard count.
And, of course, the high school rule, if you break the neutral zone at all, you will get that offsides penalty. It doesn't matter where you are. Happy you're joining us here on FSBJax.com or our YouTube channel. We don't normally have the comments on, but tonight we want to shout you guys out. So thank you watching in Utah tonight. We appreciate you checking in. Friday Night Lights on FSB. So we'll replay third down, make it third and about 6. 10-15 to go.
University
in this
of Utah
first quarter.
Came through Fleming Island High School looking for recruits. Plenty of talent here that goes all over the country.
They sure did. So third down, we'll get a snap. Chadwick will throw into the open field. That's Antonio Thomas. He is a very good receiver. He might have gotten a first down, and they will give him the benefit of the spot just a yard beyond the sticks. Antonio Thomas, the threat for the wide receiving core for Fleming Island.
But a nice completion there, and of course you'd expect something close to the sticks on third down there. But some younger corners for Fleming Island. Got to make sure that they're settled into a rivalry game here. Don't give up those easy completions.
If you're Clay right now, you take what the defense gives you. This is a high-powered Fleming Island front seven. They will do whatever they can to get in your face, and Chadwick will run for his life if he's not careful. So going to Thomas in the flat like that, smart move. Chadwick will go over the middle. They'll get a couple of yards on that one. And once again, it's number 18, Javaris Roberts. The junior linebacker and running back. He will double up and play defense.
Yeah, number 51, Reyes, there on the tackle as well. A senior starter for them, plays on both offense and defense, contributing early in a game that really he's going to care about quite a bit.
Second down and about a yard. Chadwick will line up in shotgun, and he got another jump. Did they get across? No. That was close.
Yeah, they're really counting on that there. Now the play clock's going to start to run on them just a bit.
Got a digital play clock this week, so we can see it coming down to 4 seconds and counting. Chadwick gets a clap and a snap. They're going to give it over the middle to Roberts again. He's going to scamper off to the side. Didn't set the edge very well, and Roberts has got a first down, and this is what we were talking about, David. Fleming Island on long drives last week against Westside. If they didn't establish that line of scrimmage and get 3 and out, they're going to have that tired defense and the hands on the hips already. Clay will run all over him if they're not careful.
So Arian Witt there had a two-way go on the running back. 2 holes, he had to pick one or the other. He's a very aggressive linebacker, and he shot a little bit too early. He showed his hand. The running back bounced outside.
First down and 10 for the Blue Devils on the 49-yard line. They're in minus territory right now. Just underway here with about 8:15 to go in the first quarter. Chadwick will marshal the troops here. Try to run no huddle. 2 wide receivers who have a tight end in the formation. Take a snap. He'll give to Roberts over the middle. They like to run that zone read. Gets about 2 yards, maybe a yard and a half, right at midfield. And again, solid setting up that running attack. Looks like Clay's decided to play some patient offense, run to set up pass. It's not a bad idea. Get this front 7 to slow down. As
we already see a little bit of jawing going back and forth from Fleming Island and Clay, they can definitely tell that these two teams do not like each other.
They haven't liked each other for a number of years. Fleming has gotten the better part of the series. They're on a 2-game win streak.
And last year was ugly as well.
Yeah, last year was a devastating blowout, not even close. 40-20 last year's final. Score a little bit closer as Clay kind of got in late, but most of that game dominated by the Eagles. Chadwick gets a snap. He's going to look to pass, throws over the middle. That is a seam route, and that is caught right into traffic. Antonio Thomas, I don't know how he caught that. He slipped that in where Chadwick throwing in the needle. I mean,
there was a linebacker fully extended in the passing lane there. Got it over his hands barely, and the corner draped all over the back of the wide receiver and still put it right on his chest.
Unbelievable. First down. Spot the ball over the 40-yard line. They get it to about the 37. Two wides. Chadwick will get the play from the sidelines here. Again, they like to run that no-huddle offense, get the play called in a little bit of tempo. They're not running full speed, not as fast as St. Augustine High School was.
And the defense can't sub. It's the same defense out there.
And that's going to play the fatigue factor. You get a snap a little bit low. They're going to give it over the middle to Roberts. He's going to plow through for another 2-yard gain to try to push the pile. And it is a little slick out there, so you're going to want to watch the footing and keep 2 hands on the football. You don't want anything popping through.
Absolutely. It's really difficult to keep 3 points of pressure on the football, especially when it's this wet and especially when you're in giant scrums in the middle of the field.
Spot the nose of the football right at the 35-yard line. Clay will stay in that 2-wide formation. They'll put it doubles to the left. Antonio Thomas on the near sideline right now. And he is matched up in single coverage. Take a snap. Chadwick will throw. They're going to throw into the underneath route, and that's caught. And number 14, Dalen Brown, the sophomore wide receiver, with his first catch of the game.
Again, just outside the reach of a linebacker there. That would be David Smith this time. Just barely not being able to put a hand on that football. He's in the right place. Just got to make a play on the ball here.
So we'll take a timeout on the field. We'll stay right here because we got to catch up with you since we didn't get a chance to do any pregame show. David, this is a very good Fleming Island team that is much improved. Still got plenty of talent on here. They wrapped up last week's kickoff classic with that solid performance against Westside. They won 33-7, but wasn't a whole lot of offense for the Eagles as the Wolverines decided they were going to hang on to the ball a little longer than most.
Well, that ball control offense definitely hurt the rhythm of Fleming Island. They would like to get these long drives going. They'd like to have easy completions and get Sebastian Broughton a lot of things, positive momentum going so they can blow things out in the fourth quarter. When Sebastian Broughton's having a good game, he's usually having a great game. So as long as you don't get him cooking tonight, Clay might have a chance.
Yeah, the story of the game was Fleming Island's defense. Jarius Rogers with 2 fumble recoveries, a sack safety, He was all over the place. Haven't heard much from him tonight, but it looks like Clay paid attention to the film and saw what Westside did to them as Hayward Smith Jr. ran a couple of long drives in the second half and kept the defense on the field. Clay can do that tonight, David. I think they might have a really good shot at winning this game.
Well, Jarius Rogers, number 9 at the bottom of your screen here with the neon cleats. He does have offers from Kentucky, Georgia Tech, and Tennessee as well. So lots of teams looking at him for potential a college football star, 4-star recruit right now.
Chadwick again in that no-huddle offense, signaling to his players. He's got his receivers to his right now and a stoppage right here. It might have a procedural penalty. Nope, we'll get a timeout. So timeout Clay. That's their first charge timeout of the half. And it comes at 5:29 to go in the first quarter. Again, happy you're with us. Glad that you have stopped by tonight and watching on fsbjacks.com or our YouTube channel. We do happen to have the live chat running tonight, so I will keep that in front of me and speak to you if possible while we're watching our live game action here. For all our crew out here, producer Ray Canaveri and Courtney Wallace, we are wonderfully happy, enthused, doing backflips. Can't wait. It's week 1. And oh, by the way, it's week 1 of college football. There's football all over the place, David. What a time to be alive.
Oh, absolutely. Week 1 of college football, there's going to be terrific games going on tonight. We have everything from we'll have the games for you a little bit, especially at halftime, but we're definitely going to have great matchups here all around the Duval County and Clay County areas.
Part of our enhanced coverage this year is we are bouncing around Clay County quite a bit. We will spend plenty of time with Fleming Island, of course, but as Chadwick gets a snap here, give it over the middle, Rogers almost busts through. Oh, my goodness, and that's that speed I was talking about, David. If he can bust through, he will score instantly.
Well, being able to have track speed that applies to the football field is excellent. You know, that cut-up field, and as soon as anybody's near you, they're leaving.
Yeah. Roberts looks like he'll come out now, and to spell him will be Javaris Roberts. I wonder if there's a relation. And they sound like they might be twins, too, at that. Just kidding. They're not. Well, maybe they are. I see seniors here, yes.
Ooh, gets a little chippy here.
That was ugly.
Javaris Roberts on the carry.
So Javaris and LeVaris Roberts, the running back tandem. Now, these guys both ran for a couple of touchdowns last week in the preseason game. And from what we were able to see, David, it was hit the hole and fly. And they've got some speed on them.
Well, especially just being able to burst past that first level. Fleming Island's defense especially does not have much past that first level. So if I'm attacking this defense from a Clay High School point of view, it's getting those second-level runs and also trying to throw the ball downfield versus inexperienced defensive backs.
Run a jet sweep to Antonio Thomas, who's going to cut the corner, and he might not get it first down. He's going to be a little short of the sticks there, but that was a wrinkle that they haven't thrown yet.
Well, they're having to throw everything right now on this drive. This has been a long, well-executed drive, and Fleming Island's defense has rallied to the football and tackled quite well. We got 4th down here.
First 4th down of the night for Clay. It comes at 4th and 4. Still a manageable 4th down situation, but they have decided not to go for the field goal here.
And I will take this as they don't have a kicker that can make it.
And with wet conditions, you really don't want to chance it of having a bad snap and giving Fleming Island better field position.
Or a potential to score.
It's also true. And we have another timeout on the field.
Yeah, wet snaps in catastrophic conditions end up with catastrophic plays. Imagine that long snap coming straight through the hands of the holder.
Yes.
Oof.
No, not good. Fleming Island takes their first timeout of the game. Comes at 3:22 in the first quarter. And it looks like the rain has finally come to an end here, which is good for us. And again, we'll be running around talking the district this year. So as part of our enhanced coverage of football in Northeast Florida, we're running around Class 5A District 3. Clay is Class 4A, but we will see them in and out as they play teams from across Clay County. They will be at the end of our season this year. We will get Clay and Orange Park as our season finale in November this year. So we'll start and end with the Blue Devils, which is nice.
And I'm sure that'll be a great game. I mean, Orange Park has always brought it for competitiveness standpoint. Their coaching and their discipline has always been quite good. So two blue blood teams around here in Jacksonville.
Absolutely. 4th down and 4. Chadwick gets a snap. Throws into the air, into the corner in the end zone. That's going to get hung up and incomplete. No flag on the play. They're going to say it was clean. Clay wants a flag. I don't think they're going to get it, and that's going to be a turnover on downs.
All right, up comes the Fleming Island offense. This is one of the most experienced quarterbacks in the area here with Sebastian Broughton, a starter since his freshman year at Fleming Island, a starter since we've been doing our broadcast here at Florida Sports Broadcasting, just making sure that we pay attention and give some love to the starter that's been making us so well entertained Friday afternoon, every single Friday night, week in, week out.
And he's an Akron commit, so he's going to go play FBS football after his high school days are done. They call him the Worm. This year we're kind of calling him Agent Zero.
Agent Zero. I love it.
Changed his number this year. They like to come out in that spread formation. They'll go all the way to the boundaries. And Broughton is going to come out, and he doesn't like anything that he sees, and they take another timeout.
Broughton's missing a player. He only has 10 on that play. And Az runs in a tight end onto the field here.
Who will likely be doing up-downs in practice on Monday for sure after missing
the sake of this
the first series.
I'm not going to say his name right now because he knows he messed up.
We'll skip that part right now for his sake. Timeout comes at 3:15 to go in the first quarter. Another long drive for the Blue Devils. It comes up without points, but if you really want a chance to beat this high-powered Fleming Island offense, David, you're going to have to shorten their drives as much as possible, keep their defense on the field for an eternity.
Absolutely. It's a momentum-based offense, especially the system that likes to use RPOs. They like to use plays that build up on top of each other, and they're not able to get deep into their playbook. They're going to struggle a little bit.
So we'll try first down one more time. Send a man in motion, take a step, that plant foot, and they met him right at the line of scrimmage. No gain. Probably a loss of that one. Demir Jackson was sidecar to his right, and they drew him out to see if they could probably get a little razzle-dazzle on that one. It might have been a quarterback draw design, but Broughton put a foot in the ground, ran forward, and that was it.
And we had mentioned this kid in the pregame, number 99, Omar Gooseby. He is absolutely massive. A gigantic defensive tackle, is very much so talented and strong. Beats his one-on-one block and makes a tackle in open space.
Second down, and they'll call it 10. Did not quite get past the line of scrimmage. Broughton, play fake, gives it to Jackson, the hefty runner. Will run into a crowd of Blue Devils. He'll get about a yard and a half. Heavy doses of Demir Jackson will get this Clay front seven tired very quick. So it may be a run game paradise tonight.
So functioning as the hammerback, he's definitely the one that has to take the majority of the brunts and bruises of running between the tackles. He's supposed to be somebody that can turn up and delay the attacks on Sebastian Broughton. We can already see his shoulder pad off on Sebastian, so protect your quarterback at all costs.
Third down now, and we'll call it 9. Broughton will give over to the left side to Jackson. Try to get what you can on this one. He's going to break a couple of tackles. And the Blue Devil defense forces Fleming Island to a 3-and-out. And that's a huge stop, and you got a flag on the play way downfield. Somebody said something, and a referee got a hold of it.
And there's another.
2 flags on the play.
Chippy will be this night, and it is important to stay chippy between the whistles, and after that, throw your hands up, walk away.
Now, an official is pointing towards Fleming Island's sideline.
Might be a sideline warning here. Let's get the call here.
After the play, personal foul on the defense, number 18. After the play, personal foul on the offense, number 13. Fellas outside, 4th down.
So we're going to get offsetting fouls, and that was the referee's way of saying, all right, simmer down, kids.
Yeah, you get one freebie. That's the one freebie.
4th down. They'll bring in Parker Sertiman, the kicker punter. He handles all of the special teams kicking duties.
On the front for the Golden Eagles, Antonio Thomas back for the Blue Devils.
All right, back deep to receive for Clay. It's going to be number 1.
That is off the side of his foot. Not a very good punt. And it's going to take a
good roll.
Going to take a huge Clay roll and get down at the 35-yard line, and that did not go according to the script.
That'll be absolutely ideal position for an offense that really put together a long drive last time, a defense that is definitely going to come out tired. Let's see if they go for the home run ball right away.
Excellent field position for the Blue Devils to get it started on this drive. 1:13 to go in the first quarter. Quick 3 and out. We're back in business for the Blue Devils here on opening night.
Well, Fleming Island's defense is used to playing some pretty hard-nosed competition. They're going to be able to stop the run quite well. So as long as they do that, it's going to really stifle this Clay offense.
Chadwick comes out 4 wides.
All right, safety's loaded up in the box here.
Fake the handoff, throw over the middle. That's a little tall and incomplete.
Pass intended for number 1, Antonio Thomas. 2nd and 10.
Second down and 10. 1:09 to go here in the first.
All right, getting behind the sticks is not ideal for this Clay offense. They're definitely going to have to throw. Those first 2 passes were excellent, being able to complete the short balls, but now they have to be able to test it down the field.
Get a snap, though. Get that read. Roberts over the middle. And again, 2 yards in a cloud of dust. Fleming Island on top of that.
Well, maybe they're willing to call it 4-down football, just even from here.
3rd and 9.
I imagine so at this point. You're going to get David Smith on the tackle there.
I mean, Chadwick's had some pretty good passes so far early. He's got a nice rhythm and a good driving fastball in his intermediate passes. But throwing the ball down the field is probably where Clay's going to struggle.
3rd down and 9. As the clock winds down here, approaching 30 seconds. Chadwick taking his time. Coming up on 10 on the play clock here. Got to hurry up, get the snap off. There you get it, and rolls to his right. Looking to see if he can throw off his foot, and that's going to go in to about the 9-yard line, nowhere, and that's going to bring up 4th down for the Blue Devils. Do you go for it again here, David, or you maybe try to put some points on?
On 4th and 9, I think I'm looking to punt the ball here. This is outside of your field goal kicker's range, and if you could pin them inside the 10-yard line, this Fleming Island offense might struggle to get it going, and you could get another bad punt again.
Ball sits at the 39-yard line. I stand corrected, at the 34-yard line. Offense stays on the field for 4th down.
Well, Chadwick just gave the sign like we're running the same play again, so look for number 1 in the slot running a corner.
Still calling out to his O-line, maybe changing protection here. Saw something he didn't like. Get a snap, quick throw. That was a little wide, and I like the read, but not exactly the best throw, and that snap kind of lollipop there to him. Didn't quite get the rhythm he was looking for.
You see, they had switched positions on that play. The outside receiver becomes the slot receiver becomes the outside. They ran a pretty similar concept. It might have been slightly different from the outside receiver, but they were trying to get that one-on-one matchup. And, you know, if you're going to run the one-on-one matchup, you have to get to the sticks. If you're not going to and get tackled short, what was the point?
Well, David, this is the first time we've watched a Clay Fleming game where we haven't seen any points in the first quarter.
Yeah, normally these are some pretty high-scoring affairs here, especially because there's more penalties on the defensive side of the ball. You drive down the field, everybody's very aggressive. But here so far, it's just been a defensive slugfest.
Broughton comes out for another drive here. 3 to his right, fumbled snap, and he still can't make it up, and Broughton's going to get sacked. And that ball's a little wet. Got to put 2 hands on it.
Holding on to the ball is a premium. Cade Williamson there was in on that hit for Clay High School. He was the man with a plan there, caused the pressure, and eventually got Sebastian Broughton to the ground.
That'll do it for the first quarter. No score here from Clay High School. We'll take a commercial break, and when we come back, we'll have more of this football second quarter action right after this. This is Friday Night Lights on FSB.
Baptist Church of Orange Park was founded in 1921. Suffice to say, much has changed in Orange Park, Clay County, and the world since then. Though much has changed in the world, our mission remains the same. We are a church intent on fulfilling that mission and are strategically engaged in our community through partnerships with local schools, sports teams, veterans organizations, and more. We are a family equipping church. We invite you to check us out at firstfam.org or join us in person at 1140 Kingsley Avenue, Orange Park, Florida.
For all ages, the United Soccer Alliance will train your child with professionally licensed coaches. And make sure you check out the United Sports Alliance's flag football program. For more information about soccer and the flag football program, go to unitedsocceralliance.org.
Second down and long for the Golden Eagles. 2nd and 25 after a fumbled snap. Broughton bounces another one off of his chest. That ball's loose. That's going to be a Blue Devil recovery. And the Clay High crowd is losing their minds with huge field position and a turnover. Snap control is going to be difficult. They got to get that fixed really quickly.
Oh, it's definitely a problem here. If that ball can't get consistent snaps, the center quarterback exchange is the number one thing from Pop Warner all the way through the NFL, making sure that you have a solid connection between center and quarterback. That's very, very ideal. Let's see if we can get a towel on the center, maybe some gloves on Sebastian Broughton. I don't know what it's going to take, but you have to make sure that exchange is clean.
Spot the ball on the 13-yard line of Fleming Island. It is Clay's best field position of the game. We're just underway in the second. The clouds are parting, finally. Wouldn't be football in Florida in August without rain.
Oh, absolutely. We were lucky to dodge a couple of these last year, but, you know, it's bound to happen at one point. You know, might as well knock it out in week 1.
Try to run the end around here, and they're going to get across to the 10-yard line, down to the 5. And Antonio Thomas, the all-around wide receiver, will do that jet running game, and that's going to be first and goal. Not quite first and goal. Second down and 1.
Where you're hoping one of your junior stars can make that tackle there. It's Cone Chiaffi out here trying to make that tackle out on the sideline, but as long as you can run and contain these edges here, you're going to stop Clay, but you can't make mistakes like that on the outside.
Spot the ball at the 6-yard line, second down. Fleming Island came into this game with a lot of confidence and a lot of swagger, but interestingly enough, so did Clay.
Well, they brought in some size here, so look for the run up the middle.
And they do that, find that hole, bust through, can't quite get across. He did it! Touchdown, Blue Devils, fights the pile, and Clay is first on the scoreboard. And
The United Soccer Alliance.
Well, they just imposed their will on that drive. They made sure that they knew who was going to establish the line of scrimmage on that first drive. They did it on the first drive. They answered a little bit on the second, and then finally punch it in on the third. Excellent job from that offensive line. Even some blocking tight ends coming in there to make sure you're pushing the pile.
The big set sets it up and gets it into the end zone. Ethan Bellamar will try the extra point.
Antonio Thomas holding.
And interesting, you have Thomas holding. That could be a threat later if they
potential
decide to
fake. Yeah.
Yes. Short drive, just 13 yards on 3 plays. Get a snap. Belmar's kick is blocked.
Jarius Rogers in the middle.
What a surprise. That man is all over on special teams, for sure.
He's on kickoff. He's on field goal block. He does a little bit of the kick return as well. He's a very functional player for them, a young kid who's still earning his stripes as far as being a team leader, but a definite talent for sure.
Nonetheless, the damage is done. Clay on the board, 6-0, 10:55 to go in this first half. Friday Night Lights on FSB, brought to you by First Baptist Church of Orange Park, and also by our friends at Mr. Chubby's, who will be there.
Oh.
Speaking of Mr. Chubby's, we had the chance to have our post-game festivities last week after a preseason tune-up, and we had a chance to talk to Parker Sertivan, kicker for Fleming Island. What a young man he is.
Oh, absolutely. Very well put together guy. You know, he's really been practicing his craft. Talked a lot about how he compares his swing of the football, his foot to the football, like you're swinging a golf club. So he's a very consistent guy, very routine-based guy, and he knows the importance of those touchbacks. And let's see if we can see what this Clay kicker can do as far as production into the back of the end zone.
Yeah, Ethan Belmar, been around the program a bit. He is a senior, and then they'll fake that onside. I wouldn't be surprised if the Blue Devils pull all the bags of tricks out.
Oh, I
Use
would.
everything.
Absolutely. Right now, this appears like a very winnable game. So that practice trick play you put in just for the boys, might as well bust it out at halftime, draw it up, make sure everybody knows what they're doing.
Belmar's kick drives back. That's going to set up a return and a tackle right at the 20-yard line. Trace Burney, who also will get in on kickoff duties, gets in.
And I mean, I got to
sets it
say
up.
this. It's very obvious that Clay is handling their physical footing on this field significantly better than Fleming Island. I wonder if it's just the home field advantage or if they knew that it was going to be this soggy.
Very familiar territory. And we have had some showers. And yesterday was probably the worst of the rain, so I imagine they took advantage of some of that little wet ball practice. Get some footing drills
Absolutely.
in.
Every little bit of help, every little bit of practice in weather like this helps.
So the Golden Eagles come out on the 20-yard line, trying to get something going. Last drive was a disaster. Fumbled snaps and no production on offense. Broughton can settle his offense down here. We should see some fireworks. Comes out in 4 wide receiver set. Quick slip out to the flat. That is caught, and a first down run. And a nice reception to start off the drive. Take what the defense gives you.
I mean, these easy completions are exactly how you got to do things if you're Fleming Island. You got to make sure that you're completing the ball and getting that defense a little bit on its heels. Then you can start with the RPO game. Is he going to throw it? Is he not going to? Who's going to come open here? Am I making the right decisions early to set up for better decisions later?
Moved it up to the 31-yard line, an 11-yard gain on a first down throw.
We'll see the new young running back in for Golden Eagles here. It'll be Brady Digman.
And he'll get it on the zone read. Broughton will fake it and then do a push pass. And that's down at the 40-yard line. And somebody has been watching game film from Patrick Mahomes.
Well, that's still going to be a legal man downfield there. So,
unfortunately,
the timing of that has to be, if you're going to run a pass play in that RPO, you can't have offensive linemen more than 5 yards downfield.
Eric Gentry, who is also the backup quarterback on that reception.
Flag goes against the Golden Eagles. It'll be second down.
So first down, they will take the yardage on that one. No loss of down on that play.
So that was a collegiate level play right there. That is not one that's easy to execute at all. He has to do the read option, which he read perfectly, and then take another defender with him. And if he does, he can then dump off the ball. Took a little too long on that second dump, and an offensive lineman got too far downfield.
First down and 15. Broughton gets a snap, give it to Dingman. Finds a hole, cuts up, gets back to the original line of scrimmage and then some.
So this will be Sebastian Cruz. Look at the senior getting some carries.
That's the first time we've seen Sebastian Cruz line up in the backfield.
Absolutely.
That's interesting.
So we've seen him at punt returner and safety before, and now we're going to see him be a little bit more highlighted on the offensive side of the ball. You got to wonder, is Donovan Jackson ready to rock and roll?
And Fleming Island is all gathered on their sidelines. They're going to take a timeout. And I think they are out of timeouts this half. So they've taken all 3 timeouts very early in this game, which is unusual. That speaks to some communication issues.
Well, obviously the first half timeouts are not quite as valuable as those second half timeouts, but especially in games that are close, in end of half situations, you want to make sure that you're the one with that positive situation and having the ball last. But right now, with plenty of time left on the clock, it'd be a little bit more vital for them to make sure they're getting into a good play here on second down, set up a more manageable third.
Ball rests at the 33-yard line as we have the timeout here, and a really good crowd for this first game of the season here at Clay High School. Happy you're with us on Friday Night Lights on FSB.
So, of course, you'd like to see Trace Burney get a little bit more involved here. He's been a very talented slot receiver for Fleming Island. He's moved from the outside to the slot now, and hopefully he can find some better matchups that way. But as long as you can get a linebacker on him, he's going to have the speed to burn him over the top.
Yeah, this is a pair of running back squads that can really scoot down the field. I watched some of the highlights. of the game against Menendez for Clay. And their running game, like I said, when they can break through holes, they will take off. So plenty of team speed out here. 2nd down and 8. 10:06 to go in the first half. Bernie will come across the formation. High snap, not going to give that one. Evades pressure, and that's why they call him the worm, everybody. He's bounced out. Got a first down run across the 40. They're across midfield now, and he'll shake and bake. And what in the world is he doing? Bouncing around. Putting on a video game clinic. Did he get a copy of EA 25, I guess? My goodness gracious.
Wow, fantastic play from Sebastian Broughton. Absolutely electric in short area. Made at least 3 guys miss at the line of scrimmage or in the pocket. Bursts out of that one and finds a way to get a big play first down run. Also, shout out to Sebastian Cruz. Those were some excellent blocks out there, sir. You were about 30 yards downfield still trying to throw one. Great job.
Broughton will have a headgear issue here, so Eric Gentry is going to come in at quarterback to spell him while they fix his helmet. But again, that's why Sebastian Broughton is Sebastian Broughton. He does these crazy things with the running game, bounces around, even like almost stops at freeze frame here. Look at me. And Cruz is going to get this one. He's going to go over the left side, breaks a tackle across, and gets a first down. And there's a flag on the play right about the 35-yard line. We'll see what the call is.
As Sebastian Broughton returns to the game here, a helmet issue quickly solved.
And how about Sebastian Cruz getting carries? I like that.
That looked pretty good. I'm not going to lie. That was a pretty good open field move there. He might have been a bit upright, but, as long as he learns to drop that pad level and, lower the boom, I think it's a pretty good fit.
Well, they're going to back this up here. It looks like it is on Fleming Island. So, and if you're a Fleming Island fan, this is what you've hated to see all year. Good play, solid drive, and now the penalty flags start coming out. Got to keep a handle on those mental mistakes, especially since Clay has got momentum.
Well, the score right here cures all, but I do think that, especially in this scenario, you want easy completions. As I see they're going to put another tight end in the slot here, number 44. Is this another screen pass to the outside?
Broughton will look. He's going to try that screen and say forget about it, and misses, and then gets a host of Blue Devils who will stand him up. And a little English on that one, and the Blue Devil fans are going to like that one. But Broughton dead to rights in the backfield on that play. And this is the part where they start stumbling backwards. Good pressure by the front 7 to break into the backfield and destroy that screenplay before it came to fruition.
Well, their only intended target there was Trace Burney, trying to get him the ball with blockers out in front of him. But as soon as you cover up one option on the screen, all of a sudden you have 3 rushers coming free to the quarterback. So it is a win or be burned kind of play.
2nd down and 19 now. Ball just around midfield. Get a snap, steps up, holds the pocket, rolls out, tries to find a man downfield, can't do it. He's going to get wrapped up.
Is that a horse collar? I know the coach is going to be upset about that one.
That was
slung
close.
Around by your jersey. In fact, it's still around his shoulder pads.
Stop him at the Fleming Island 45-yard line. That's going to bring up 3rd down.
I have noticed that the jerseys for Fleming Island this year are a tad loose on a lot of the players.
No penalty on the play.
3rd down and 26.
3rd down and way long here. Definitely a throwing drive. Broughton will line up and he'll have his spread formation. He'll get a snap. He's going to take it to his left, bring the defensive line with him, try to cut up field. Just going to get what he can here. Probably play field position.
First down. They'll bring up 4th and 16.
Yeah, 4th and a mile here.
Yeah.
This is where you can bring out Sertovan and see if he can get back into the groove as a punter and shake off that first shank and see if he can start the season out right, like he actually can do. We know he's talented enough to be a great punter here.
His last punt went off the side of his foot. Gave Clay great field position. They didn't capitalize on that drive, but it was definitely not the punt he was looking for.
Got a nice control here. Can pin him inside the 10-yard line.
Thomas is back deep for Clay, standing about his 10-yard line. Get a snap. Much better punt this time. Thomas will just let that one roll. And it's going to take an excellent Fleming Island bounce. They're going to hop over that and mark it down
Down to the 4-yard line.
at the 4.
Yeah, was the hop necessary?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
Probably not. 7:33 to go in this first half in a 6-0 ball game.
Ladies and gentlemen, we would like to extend again our sincere thanks to Chad.
So happy again that you're joining us here. Friday Night Lights on FSB, the maiden voyage for the 2024 season.
The prestigious award will be
Oh, just really making sure we get things started on a high note here. We're going to go to these soggy conditions, and we're going to come out with an excellent broadcast.
Absolutely. Next week it'll be as dry as a bone. Watch.
Let's give Farm Bureau Insurance a round of applause.
So this is the Blue Devils' worst field position of the ball game, in the shadow of their own goalpost.
And although they've been producing a lot of these methodical drives, they are not quite set up to be this death by 1,000 punches team. They're looking for these big plays, especially in the run game from their fast running backs.
Get a snap, go over to the right side. There he goes! And this is what I was talking about. Get him into the open field. He might have a man track him down and tackle him, and he does. And holy smoke.
Good play
If
by
it
the
wasn't
young
for
kid,
Chase Donaldson running
right?
him down, that was going to be 6.
You know those helmet sticker plays? When you're chasing down a play as the backside corner, sprinting all you can sprint and go and chasing him down short of the opponent's 30-yard line, that's not bad. That's really good team speed and high-level effort right there from Donaldson.
62 yards from LeVaris Roberts.
But
My goodness.
That is exactly what the Clay offense is designed to do. They're trying to hit holes as quickly as possible. They'd rather have negative 2-yard plays and have those occasional big runs to sprinkle in.
And this is what I was talking about, David. They found the hole, and that was it. And a chunk play when they needed it.
Oh, double pass.
Yep. There's the lateral. They're going to throw it. He's got a wide open receiver. That's caught, and that's going to be a Blue Devil touchdown. Number But what the heck?
Well, to be honest, you got to watch a lot of football to see that one coming. You got to have a lot of senior experienced players, especially in the defensive backfield, to see, oh, wow, that motion is way back there, isn't it? And as soon as he caught that ball, it took 2 or 3 steps, made the gather, and an excellent throw from the receiver there to the receiver for that excellent trick play touchdown.
Can't draw it up any better than that.
Unsportsmanlike conduct, underscoring team number 14. That penalty is forced on the kickoff. This is number 14's first unsportsmanlike penalty.
All right, so you're going to get an unsportsmanlike penalty assessed on the kickoff. So not only is it going to hurt them here, it's going to also make sure they bounce back a little bit in their next possession, hopefully giving Fleming Island good field position.
And the Kesey Battle penalized for that one. I hope I said that first name right. Belmar will try the extra point. This one is true and through.
And the kick is good.
13-0. The Clay Blue Devils have jumped out to a lead here with 6:48 to go in the half.
But just like you said, BP, earlier, they're going to break out all those bags of tricks for a rivalry game like this, and that's a huge momentum swing right there. You know, you just have a great drive from Fleming Island that downs them inside the 10-yard line. Go have yourself a 2-big play touchdown drive. Bam, get all the momentum right back.
And that's exactly what you want to do on opening night against a rival. Set the tone for your season, that's for sure. Fleming Island has had those flashes of greatness, but they have sputtered in this first half. The offense has done more backing up than they've done moving forward. And again, Sebastian Broughton, this is situations where he puts the game on his shoulders. And this is the part where his leadership is going to come into play here. Can he put it on his shoulders and marshal his team downfield? Because you're going to get good field position on this kick.
And you saw how he set the tone last year. He saw how the season wasn't going the way that he wanted to, and he really rallied his teammates to really make sure that they were doing what they were supposed to do, that they were trying to strive for the same kind of excellence that he's also striving for. So I just want to see Sebastian Broughton still take that leadership role, but also be able to lead by example here and have a great, long touchdown drive.
So back the kickoff here to the 25-yard line after the unsportsmanlike penalty. So Fleming Island will get good field position. Got 2 men back to receive the Ethan Belmar kick. 13-0 our score. Who would have thought that that was going to be the score as we approached halftime? Coming up at the half, you'll see Blue Devil Brigade and I believe Eagle Band 1. And an onside kick attempt. That's going to go harmlessly into the boundary there. And why not? You're back deep. You're going to give up field position anyway, and they'll likely take the ball right at the spot. It goes out at the Blue Devil 49-yard line.
In this situation, it's really not the worst idea. However, you kicked it in your side of the 50 when you should have been probably another 15 more yards downfield before you put it out of bounds. It could have been at the 40.
Officials timeout, mandatory water break.
So they'll take the mandatory water break, and we'll keep it right here as they move that up
Fans,
to the 44-yard
who
line.
wants a t-shirt?
So the rule on that one is if you kick it out of bounds, you get it on the 40-yard line, the offense's 40-yard line. If you kick it short of that 40-yard line, you get it out of bounds wherever that kick went out of bounds. So instead of getting it at the 40, now Fleming Island will get it 10 yards up at their own 49.
Right. So, and then tack yards onto the penalty for the kickoff out of bounds procedure. So they'll spot it at the 44. And again, Fleming Island with great field position now. I got to see what Broughton will do with a short field. And they have to get into the end zone on this drive to get some momentum. Remember, Clay started this game on defense. I'm sorry, I stand corrected. They did not. But regardless, you don't want to be the guy that scores
1st and 10, Fleming from the Clay.
and doesn't
44.
answer here. So Broughton will have 3 wide receivers now. And Dingman will be his running back. He'll roll to the left, a right, nope, and
No gain on
pressure.
quarterback carry.
The blocking has not been as crisp as it was last week, David.
I mean, something didn't look right there. Dingman ran out to the left, Sebastian ran out to the right, and they both looked at each other like, where are you going?
They'll lose a yard on the play.
And Dingman will come out here. Where is Mr. Jackson?
That looks like it was a busted play for sure. Broughton did not like what he saw and had to improvise. So Sebastian Cruz is now going to come in. And what happened to Demir Jackson is a good question.
So I see him over there on the sideline with no helmet.
We won't be able to get any news on that until after the game, so we'll have to see. And we might have a false start penalty here. Nope, timeout.
Timeout, play high.
So Clay will take their timeouts with 6:04 left.
Timeout, Clay.
Now sitting really strategically at 6:04. I mean, if I'm Clay High School, I really wouldn't want to push too much about using your timeouts here, but you could get the ball back reasonably with 3 minutes to go, even if they have
Those
one
hands
first
up
down
for
here.
Those t-shirts. Let's hear it, Clay Crazies.
One of the hardest things to execute in football is that we call it the 4-minute drill, but the 4-minute drill where you give these methodical first downs as you know the other team knows you're going to run the ball. It's executing an offense even though they know what's coming.
I want to shout out to the Clay Crazies. Their Instagram page has been sharing our stuff right and left. I understand they tried to have a tailgate before the game.
Oh,
And
that was rough.
I'm
I
sure
can only
that-
imagine.
Sure, that didn't go quite according to plan with the weather, but if anybody in the Clay Crazies is listening to this right now, I want to hear you guys make some noise tonight. They are a fun fan base. Both of these crowds are unbelievable.
Oh, the
Both
crowd out
students-
here is fantastic. It's standing room only out here.
Both student sections are nuts. Broughton takes a snap, quick throw, caught. Nice play. Just take it right where defense can give you there.
Oliver Pachito.
Oliver Pachado, we called his name in some really big plays last week, David. He had a great reception over the middle, and that's something I haven't seen Fleming Island do. Last week, the over-the-middle game was all over the place, and you can't tell me that was just window dressing.
He's a younger player too, so just being able to get that experience now while you're still finding your footing here early in the season is really valuable.
3rd down and about 5. Broughton holds it up. Changing the play, doesn't see something he likes. We get a snap. He'll scan out, doesn't see anything, finds a running lane, trying to get an open receiver, can't find him, then he does, and that is, did they call it picked? No, it's incomplete. They didn't have possession of it, but
Incomplete.
As Sebastian Broughton was also dangerously close to passing the line of scrimmage there. So a couple of things that didn't go the Fleming Island Eagles' way on that play. Pass protection was okay at best, but they're still slipping by just a bit, even with a 3-man rush.
I could see Broughton was trying to make a decision at the last minute, throw or run. He had a first down on that play, and I think he could have run for it. It was his option at that point. But again, tries to get his receivers involved. So now they'll bring up 4th down, and Sertivan's going to come out in punt formation. Again, they'll try to back up Clay deep.
Now, we love Sertivan, but we're seeing a little too much Sertivan.
Too much in the punting game, that's for sure.
Absolutely.
He's got a leg on him. He kicked a 48-yarder last week. And he'll sky punt this one and try to hit that coffin corner and just didn't get the bounce he wanted.
Oh,
Touchback.
so Arian Witt there is the up man upfield for downing kicks. When you got to think about that, you want one person in front of the ball, you want one person behind the ball, ideally one person backing them up.
Arian A.J. Witt.
A.J. Witt.
Because Mom said so.
Make sure, yes. But A.J. Witt's got another opportunity to redeem himself here. He's their starting middle linebacker, deciding between Army and Navy, an excellent recruit. Somebody who could probably play football at other places as well, but he is a very well put together young man and a captain for this team.
So mark it back out at the 20-yard line. 5:39 to go in the half. Landon Chadwick marches back out with a 13-point lead. And a stoppage right there. They were trying to run the jet sweep. Thomas was darting across the formation, and they'll get a false start penalty.
Number 54. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Back it up to the 15-yard line. You're just joining a broadcast. We've had lots of Clay offense in spurts. Clay scored on a couple of short fields.
And especially in that long drive there, that two-play touchdown drive that covered almost 90 yards.
And big stop right there, and that's what the Fleming Island front seven needs to do a lot more of, is plug those holes. Don't let these guys break out and get to the second level.
Well, A.J. Witt is one of the most aggressive linebackers in the area. If he finds a hole, he's going to be the first one to sprint through it. His mindset is, I'm going to beat the running back to where he's supposed to be.
Call it a loss on the play. Second down and 16. Coming up on the 5-minute mark in the half. Chadwick with two wide. We give over the middle again. Cuts out. There he goes. Into the open field. This time he's going to get run down, and Sebastian Cruz got
fumble.
the ball loose.
That's a Humber Smith fumble. Go, go, go.
That's going to be a big turnover for Fleming Island right when they needed it. Sebastian Cruz with a strip tackle and the ball right in Golden Eagle hands, and that's not what you wanted to see.
So not going to lie, that's 100% Sebastian Cruz's run fit there. That was his hole to go tackle and go make the play, but his effort, absolutely making up for that mistake, tracking down the running back and then punching that ball out. Not the first time we've referenced Fleming Island Golden Eagle defenders punching out the football. So they're a very, very well coached stripping the ball team.
Absolutely.
As the coaches of Clay are literally getting to their knees saying that he was down first. But I definitely saw that ball get punched out by a surprise. I didn't think I was going to get caught from behind moment.
Sebastian Cruz with the rundown. And that's a turnover, Fleming Island ball.
Yeah, for all the speed we talk about Clay and their running backs, way to get hawked down.
Yes. There's a lot of team speed on the running back core, but Cruz turned on some nitro. He must want to go run to the Coke Zero 400 this weekend. Broughton going to snap. Flick it out.
There's Bernie.
There's Trace Bernie, another fast guy. He's going to get about 8 yards and then stood up.
Yeah, needed to get him involved somehow. So they've been trying to get him the ball in screen passes. They've been trying to get him the ball in a couple misdirection plays. And now there's a little overdoing it here from the rivalry perspective. It is either on Bernie or on number 71, Steve Franklin. I think this is going to be Fleming Island's way.
And again, Chippy threw the whistle, and after that, back off. Especially after a turnover like that. Clay has plenty of time to play some defense, get a stop here, maybe get the ball back one more time with a timeout.
Which Franklin played excellent in that first game. I thought he was by far the best performing offensive lineman that Fleming Island had in that first outing. But with that nasty comes great responsibility. You got to make sure you're turning it off between the echoes of the whistle.
Yep, and that's going to cost 15 yards in his first unsportsmanlike conduct of the game. Probably should have had an over-under on how many unsportsmanlike fouls we're going to have in this game. This is...
Oh, I would have killed that over.
Yeah.
I'm not a gambling man, but I would have killed that over.
Definitely expected to see this tonight.
25.
Fleming Island behind the sticks again on second down. Ball sitting around the 30-yard line. High snap. Broughton corrals it. Throws over the middle to a receiver who was not where he wanted him to be.
It seems like a little miscommunication there. Sebastian's getting some pressure in his face and just needs to get a little bit more comfortable in this one. Hopefully the balls are starting to dry off a little bit as there's a couple of minutes between rainstorms.
Trace Burney in the area, and likely if the communication had been better, he may have been off to the races on that play because he was streaking down the field.
Well, hopefully you do what most quarterbacks coaches suggest, is you have your 3 game balls and you have 2 rain balls. The 2 rain balls don't get wet at the beginning of the game. You save them for the second half.
4 wide now on 3rd and long. Get a snap. Broughton scans, steps up, wanders around, finds a running lane, gets out of the pressure, takes it on himself. What a move! Oh my goodness! Runs himself for the first down, stutter step, and it's getting spicy if you're Sebastian Broughton right now.
Just making something out of nothing there. His receivers are absolutely blanketed downfield. He knew it, and he was still looking downfield to try to set up his move on a linebacker in open space and absolutely left his ankles on the ground.
That was absolutely ridiculous. Gets across midfield all the way down to the 45-yard line of Clay. Another heroic run from Broughton. First down, Golden Eagles, under 4 minutes to go in the first half.
Can't say any more about his hip fluidity, his foot quickness, his ability to get out of trouble. It's all elite level college stuff.
His whole running style has changed drastically in 1 year. 3 wides, fakes over the middle, gets out of the pressure again, makes something out of nothing, gets a yard on that one. I don't think he saw what he wanted there and had to improvise.
He was dancing from the get-go on that one. I'm not sure that the offensive line was going to be protecting him. I think that he saw the pressure coming early, and as soon as he saw any kind of daylight, he was going to take it.
Brady Digman got the fake on that one, and I think he was looking for him to block on that play and tried to pull and set up the pass. Again, that zone read RPO-style offense that they've been running. 4 wides, now they go trips to the right.
And it does like they are paying particular attention to Burney. They're always lining a man over the top of him and keeping a safety deep.
Rolls to his right, trying to throw off his back foot. Nice pass and throw. They're going to get a holding call, I think. Burney with the reception. I think it's all coming back, though.
So that's how you split safeties like that. You got to find the holes in the zone. And right there, it was right at the sideline. They ran somebody deep, and then as soon as they ran off the corner, they tried to bring Trace Burney into that spot. But if you hold, you're going to take back big plays just like that one.
Kevin Reyes, the senior lineman, lost his hat on that play. And we'll see what the call is here. It was in the vicinity of where you normally get holding.
Personal foul, face mask on the defense. Half the distance to the goal. First down.
And that's a costly penalty for Clay right now, the face mask penalty, and that explains why Reyes' head came off. So they'll move half the distance. That comes at 2:47 to go, and a first down for the Golden Eagles. This is their deepest penetration of the game so far, and they're inside the red zone.
First down, Golden Eagles at the Clay 12-yard line.
All the way down to the 12-yard line. Joey Couch, what's up, dude? See you in the chat there.
Oh, Mr. Couch. Oh.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it was a great player for Fleming.
Absolutely. Three wide receivers to the left of Broughton. Lollipop snap, but he corrals it, runs out of the pressure. Hesitated, throws.
Wide open.
Oh,
no!
Digman had it in his hands, and you know the rule, David. If you touch it with your hands, you got to catch it.
That's definitely it right there. It might have been a tiny bit high, but it was definitely a catchable football, 100%. I would definitely think that Digman is more of the power between the tackles kind of guy of their rotation, but without Donovan Jackson, you got to find different players in different roles. Got to come down with that one.
Absolutely. Just a little bit of high point on that one. Broughton avoided the pressure and found his man.
Well, he's got to shake that one off, too, because that's not his last opportunity in this ball game.
Second down from the 12.
Although we do see Sebastian Cruz entering the backfield again.
He'll come up sidecar. Get a snap, give over the middle. Nope, they'll fake it, and then Broughton gets hit, rolls out of pressure, throws at the last minute, back of the end zone. That is incomplete.
A lot of lids coming off for Fleming Island. Every couple of plays, you're seeing a Fleming Island helmet on the ground.
You need to tell Coach Chip, tell these boys to get the chin straps adjusted
get
a little bit.
Get a little tighter there, guy.
Getting some of that in the comments, too. The helmets flying all over the place all of a sudden. Yeah, the rain has stopped. And the sunset has come out. Nice pink set in the distance here, so
Yeah, but we're still under this tent. It's pretty soggy.
I would love to lose the tent right now.
Sure.
And dry off. 2:33 to go. Third down. They can get a first down inside the 5-yard line and extend the drive. And a timeout, Clay. That's going to be their final timeout of the half. Nobody can stop the clock
Timeout, Clay. Third and final
with
timeout.
2:33 to go.
I'll tell you what, BP, I don't know what they got going in that concession stand, but about 2 quarters ago, oh my gosh, the smell was fantastic. I don't think it's just hot dogs and hamburgers. They might have some decent little barbecue over there.
No, I think our boy Caden, who's running the scoreboard, he had some chicken tenders a
Yeah,
little
we
bit.
wanna
And
thank
I
our-
see the face he just made
Ooh.
too. So
Oh, chef's kiss. Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
fantastic.
don't mind us as we do our taste of the town. Didn't get a chance to prep for that as it was drizzling rain for a little while today. So a quick reset, 13-0. Clay with a lead. Fleming Island's offense has sputtered, but they found a groove this drive.
Offices of Williams and Yoho, Spring Park Coffee.
The story of the game right now has been Clay's running attack.
Oh, yeah, breaking these big plays, especially in their own territory. It's been really what saved them, not only from a special teams point of view because they're struggling with kicking and punting, but they're actually getting significantly better field position immediately after these big plays.
12.
Third down and 10 from the 12-yard line. Can get to the 2 to move the sticks and set up another series of downs. Let's see if Broughton will make a magical play here.
All right, we got Bernie in the slot here. It's probably going to be one-on-one. A little miscommunication defensively.
Cruz in the backfield again. Broughton scans, sees what he likes, throws. That's going to drop right at the goal line.
Incomplete.
Had a man open, but
Brings
not the
up
pass he wanted.
Down.
Fourth down. What do you do here if you're Coach Cipollette? Now you're going to send on Sertivan for the sure shot field goal. And I would too. Get some points on the board.
I mean, I don't know. This game is getting pretty close here. Field goals are going to not cut it if they get one more big score here.
2:28 to go. Sertivan on for the field goal try.
It is 4th and 10, though. It's just too long not to kick it.
And this is well within his range.
A 30-yard attempt.
They're set up right dead center, so no hash mark issues to deal with. Again, on a wet field. Out of the hole to Broughton. He'll get a snap. Good hold. Kick is up. Sertivan's money.
Excellent kick.
Just put the points on the board when he steps out there. 13-3 your score now. Fleming Island finally gets points on the board in a much-needed scoring drive.
All right, so now you're still staring at a 2-score ball game here. 10 points, trying to come back here and see if you can get the ball back with 2 minutes, 24 seconds. Likely not going to happen, so what they really need here is a stop.
You got time on the clock, but no timeouts, though. So you can't take any timeouts defensively. You're going to have to force Clay to throw incompletions or get to the boundary and preserve as much time on the clock as you can. But then again, you're not going to see much of this on the kick. Sertivan likely will send this into the end zone for a touchback. He's 1 for 1 so far. Fleming Island kicked off to start the game. They'll get the ball to begin the third quarter, so it's important for their defense to get a stop here and be that team to score to start the half. Come up a little bit later at the halftime report. We'll check around the district and around the area. Check out some games that are of interest to everyone here in North Florida.
Some big games for sure. Trinity Christian, Ed White, Nice, and Ponte Vedra. We're going to have a couple other good ones like Bartram Trail and the Sumner Stingrays. Rains and Bowls played tonight, as well as Creekside Mandarin. So a lot of really decent contests out here for week 1.
A lot of talk about that Creekside Mandarin game tonight, too. So Sertivan sends out the pitching wedge. He's 2 for 2 tonight on the touchback count.
First and 10.
That might be a feature we have this year, the Parker Sertivan touchback count every time we do a Fleming game.
Oh, it is a huge, huge advantage, especially compared to years past when they had so much struggles covering kicks. It's eliminating a very big play out of the opposing team's arsenal.
.20-yard line's where we'll start. 2:24 again. No timeouts for Clay, so they're going to have to move the offense pretty quick. They want to get down and try to get some more points before the half. He'll get a snap, give over the middle. And Fleming Island does the right thing and plugs the jug on that one. Roberts with the carry. He's a big load in between the tackles, and then once he gets out, forget it.
Well, you're just hoping to contain him within that first level defense. I don't think you have the ability to consistently tackle from the safety position to be able to stop this Fleming Island rushing attack. But Sebastian Cruz, David Smith, those guys are some veteran leadership for them, and they need to really step up here in these big moments.
2nd down and 6. Chadwick will scan, get a play from the sidelines, make some adjustments. Clock running.
Looks like Smith's playing more of a linebacker role here up close to the line of scrimmage.
Chadwick snap, give over left tackle, another big hole there. March the pile forward. 3 or 4 yards on that play. Again, the clock's still moving, under 90 seconds to go.
Just talk about David Smith. He just shoved his nose right into that one. That could have been an extra 2 or 3 yards after contact there, but he was able to get some leverage, buck heads a little bit, and push him back.
It's Javaris Roberts on that carry, so he'll switch out for Lavaris, who's the smaller of the two of them, but not by much. 3rd down and about 2 to go here. Minute to go in the first half. Clay with a 10-point lead. Looks like they're content to just run the clock out, keep Fleming off the field. Another first down here would help that cause. Chadwick's got to hurry. Play clock winding down to 5 seconds. So get a snap, give to Roberts. Fleming Island, oh, they didn't get him. He bounced out. And then they'll corral him just across about the 27-yard line.
So it's been a very, very quiet game for Jarius Rogers, but they have these occasional plays that are just standouts on film. He goes from being absolutely flat-footed to opening up his hips and closing to a running back to the sideline faster than that running back was at full speed. So incredibly explosive guy, especially at such rare and unique size.
Blue Devils don't need to run a play on this one. Play clock won't match up. They'll just run out the half. So your score, a surprising one. Fleming Island down 10 points to the Clay Blue Devils on opening night. It's 13-3. Clay with the lead. With that said, we will take a much-needed commercial break, and when we come back, we'll start talking halftime and take a look around the North Florida area and get you some score updates. This is Friday Night Lights on FSB, and we will be back in just a moment.
Mr. Chubby's Wings are more than just wings. With a great food and beverage selection, Mr. Chubby's is the home of the original Fleming Island Happy Hour, Monday through Friday, 4 to 7 p.m. You can catch all your favorite sporting events on the numerous TVs, including all Fleming Island football games on FSB. Before or after the game, Mr. Chubby's has you covered, and they're only 0.8 of a mile from the Fleming Island High School campus. You can order online at MrChubby'sWings.com or call 904-272-WINGS. And while you're at it, let Mr. Chubby's cater your next event. Call 904-272-WINGS.
First Baptist Church of Orange Park was founded in 1921. Suffice to say, much has changed in Orange Park, Clay County, and the world since then. Though much has changed in the world, our mission remains the same. We are a church intent on fulfilling that mission and are strategically engaged in our community through partnerships with local schools, sports teams, veterans organizations, and more. We are a family equipping church. We invite you to check us out at firstfam.org or join us in person at 1140 Kingsley Avenue, Orange Park, Florida.
Lions is a full-service soccer club for all ages. The United Soccer Alliance will train your child with professionally licensed coaches. And make sure you check out the United Sports Alliance's flag football program. For more information about soccer and the flag football program, go to unitedsocceralliance.org. FSB kicks off the 2024 football season on August 16th.
First down, they'll give it over right tackle, and here he's gone. Good night, Tyler Beverly with the answer to the house call.
FSB is your official home for Clay County Athletics, covering Fleming Island, Clay High, Orange Park, Keystone Heights, Oakleaf, Middleburg, and Ridgeview. Catch a live game every Friday night on the FSB YouTube channel or at fsbjacks.com.
And Brown will get that from just in front of his goal line. Got a big wedge up the middle.
Big hole.
Brown's
right
got
there.
a hole, and he is
will
gone.
not catch him.
Goodbye, Orange Park.
He's on his horse.
Take it to the house.
Make sure you subscribe to all our social media platforms at FSB Jacks. Florida Sports Broadcasting is your official home for high school sports in Clay County, covering schools throughout the district. FSB will provide live play-by-play sports with play-by-play announcers and graphics.
29 seconds on the clock.
Rolling.
Pistol formation, 4 wide receivers. Broughton gets the snap, steps.
Throw it again.
He's going to throw it again. He's got a receiver. That's going to be a penalty. Oh, they hit a Fleming Island touchdown! It's a touchdown!
FSB will provide a fantastic opportunity for your business to market your goods or services to a specific demographic. For more information about how you can advertise your business during our broadcast, go to fsbjacks.com or social media at fsbjacks.
Halftime festivities underway here at Clay High School. Just had a performance from Eagle Band 1. Coming up next, we'll get some setup for Blue Devil Brigade. 13-3 our score here at the half. And David, it's kind of surprising to me. I was shocked to see that Clay came out with a little bit more want to than I think Fleming did. I think Fleming came into this game expecting to win, and now they're in a 10-point hole.
I was expecting Clay to be a hard-nosed defense and for Fleming to be putting up these big plays, but Clay has definitely been the one producing, especially in the run game, and even getting crafty over here in the red zone, scoring that double pass touchdown play. Wow, what a highlight for those kids.
Which was caught on our cameras, so put that on your highlight reel. Throw that on social media. That's worth it. That may be our play of the game.
Tag FSB on Instagram and FSB Jacks on Twitter.
Absolutely. Blue Devil Brigade coming out to do, it looks like construction zone performance. Kind of feels like my drive here, actually, coming over the Shanks.
Yeah, lots of ramps, lots of turns. Oh, sorry, you can't go this way. You got to go that way.
Right. So, David, let's take a look around the area and get some scores from other games tonight.
Also just blasting around here a little bit. We got 13-3 here at our Clay and Fleming Island contest with Clay on top. We're having the Ribault Trojans playing the Fletcher Senators. Fletcher's leading 22-0 at halftime right now. We have Bradford taking on Baker County, up 7-0 at half. St. Augustine versus Palatka. St. Augustine taking a commanding lead, 28-6 at the half.
For the state runner-ups, Yellow Jackets, by the way, and that Yellow Jacket Palatka game is the second oldest rivalry game in the state of Florida.
Rivalry games in week 1. Way to kick off seasons. Absolutely.
I got to watch St. Augustine play Mainland for the state title, and that was a heartbreaking loss. But that Yellow Jacket team may make another run at the playoffs this year for sure.
So Bartram struggling a little bit at halftime here, only winning 14-6 over the Sumner Stingrays. But really, one of the games we're watching here in the local area, the Mandarin Mustangs taking it to the Creekside Knights, 27-7. That one's still in the second quarter.
That's another state runner-up in Mandarin there too, and they played their hearts out in the state title game too. I wouldn't be surprised to see them in the playoffs again.
All right, we're looking at Tucoy Creek playing on First Coast. Tucoy Creek currently up 7-3 at First Coast, so a nice showing for them in the first half. We're moving on to Ponte Vedra and Nice. Nice is taking it to Ponte Vedra, 21-7, the alma mater of Mr. BP Brian Paul Sir.
Class of 98, baby. And by the way, that Ponte Vedra and Nice game is another one to circle because Ponte Vedra is in district for Fleming, but the Sharks have had the better of the Panthers in the last couple of years. They lead the overall series since about 2009, so for Nice to have a lead in that game, if they can hold on to win that game, that will be a huge to open up their rivalry season.
We're starting off with Fernandina and Hilliard here. Fernandina Beach taking it to Hilliard, 27-0. Paxson beating Wolfson right here, 41-7. That score is going to be a halftime one. And one of the better games of the evening, Rains versus Bowles. It's going to be a 12-13 contest here, likely at halftime right now as we try to give you games and game updates as that one progresses.
That's crazy. That's a tighter score than I thought it would be, too. Rains and Bowles slugging it out there. Also, we'll take a look around the district. Beachside in action tonight. Orange Park and Riverside across town here. That game not showing up on the scoreboard here, but we'll get an update for you somewhere. And going to be an interesting district this year. So, David, let's talk a little bit more about 5A District 3. Fleming Island hasn't won a district game in a couple of seasons, and that's not a mark that you want to take in to start your year. But as we shift alignments and the classifications change, it looks like Fleming could make a run for the playoffs this year and get that auto qualify for the district title.
Well, it depends when time you see which games. You know, Beachside is a newer high school. It's going to be in the district as well, and Ponte Vedra is a team that, quite frankly, you know, they have a tough schedule, and they're really taking slugfest games early in their season. Hopefully that might be an opportunity for Fleming Island to come in and be their trap game, one that they don't expect the Golden Eagles to really be showing out for. And, you know, as soon as Sebastian Broughton gets going, any game becomes winnable.
If I had to rank the teams in the district right now, and I had to maybe do a way too early projection, I honestly think it's down to Fleming Island and Ponte Vedra. And it's the better of those two teams that ends up winning the district. So you may look at Ponte Vedra Fleming as your de facto district championship this year if the offense can run as we saw them do last week. Tonight, not exactly exemplary of what they're capable of, but Again, Ponte Vedra played St. Augustine in their preseason game, and St. Augustine is a far better team than Ponte Vedra, hands down, especially if you're coming off a state title and all the athletes they have. So I think your 1-2 game in the district is Ponte Vedra Fleming, but you also have to look at Orange Park. Orange Park last season, although they didn't have the year they want to, they took Fleming Island to overtime, and that was an interesting contest, and they've got a quarterback that's a 3-year starter. He may make some moves.
Well, absolutely. They're a very methodical, very organized offense that has the ability to both run I formation and spread passes that they did last year. As long as they clean up the pre-snap stuff and allow that quarterback to make more of a concerned decision at the line of scrimmage, they're going to be a much better team for it.
Now, taking a look at Fleming Island's schedule, even though they're not district games anymore, you still run into the buzzsaws that are Oakleaf. You'll have Creekside, but lucky for Fleming Island, those games are at the Rock. They're not playing those on the road this season.
And luckily, the Ponte Vedra game's at the Rock as well. So, the most difficult game of the year, or the most important game of the year, might be that Ponte Vedra game on September the 27th.
Absolutely. So we'll let you tune into the sounds of Blue Devil Brigade here as the half begins to wind down. When we come back, we'll have the third quarter of action. You stay locked right here, Friday Night Lights on FSB.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Blue Devil Brigade!
The United Soccer Alliance is a full-service soccer club for all ages. The United Soccer Alliance will train your child with professionally licensed coaches. And make sure you check out the United Sports Alliance's flag football program. For more information about soccer and the flag football program, go to unitedsocceralliance.org. Mr. Chubby's Wings are more than just wings. With a great food and beverage selection, Mr. Chubby's is the home of the original Fleming Island Happy Hour, Monday through Friday, 4 to 7 p.m. You can catch all your favorite sporting events on the numerous TVs, including all Fleming Island football games on FSB. Before or after the game, Mr. Chubby's has you covered, and they're only 0.8 of a mile from the Fleming Island High School campus. You can order online at MrChubby'sWings.com or call 904-272-WINGS. And while you're at it, let Mr. Chubby's cater your next event. Call 904-272-WINGS.
First Baptist Church of Orange Park was founded in 1921. Suffice to say, much has changed in Orange Park, Clay County, and the world since then. Though much has changed in the world, our mission remains the same. We are a church intent on fulfilling that mission and are strategically engaged in our community through partnerships with local schools, sports teams, veterans organizations, and more. We are a family equipping church. We invite you to check us out at firstfam.org or join us in person at 1140 Kingsley Avenue, Orange Park, Florida.
Rivalry game.
Of Green Cove Springs, Fleming Island Holiday Inn and Suites, the Hampton Inn of Middleburg, the law offices of Williams and Yoho, Spring Cart Coffee, Jeremiah's of Fleming Island, Jaguar Technologies, Industrial Mobile Hydraulics.
Welcome back, everybody. Friday Night Lights on FSB. Getting ready for the second half of Clay and Fleming Island in a 13-3 game. BP alongside David Wells, producer Courtney Wallace, our excellent camera crew, Garrett and Aaron, doing their finest, fighting the rain today. Caden on the scoreboard. Loud and proud.
No, just another day at the office.
It's exactly what it is. It's another day at the office. That is for sure. All right, so the quick reset here. Clay's running game, outstanding, minus the Sebastian Cruz rundown for the fumble, which was huge.
Sebastian Cruz there obviously had a recovery from potentially missing a tackle and then coming through with a full effort play and a great game-changing turnover with that strip sack, or that strip fumble.
Which is exactly what they needed. You can't argue with that whatsoever. So Fleming Island will start with the ball for the second half. Ethan Bellamar will come out and send this into the night sky. Sun has descended. The rain has stopped. We are dry as a bone. Thank goodness. A little dry-ish.
Yeah, still soggy from the pregame show, but you know, hair looks good, man. Hair looks good.
Yeah, hanging in there. Shout out to Lizzie over at Hair Mechanics in Mandarin for making me look like I wanted to be on TV today, but never got on TV because of the weather. So that's all right. Check it out later. All right, we're back in business. That fake onside. They tried that earlier late in the half, and
yeah, they tried a sky kick version of it that went out of bounds and cost them a couple yards field position.
Bellamar's kick is up, and that's going to be sort of a line drive. It'll get received.
Oh, Bernie's got a lane.
Bernie's got a hole. He's got a big hole. He's going to get a cut. He's got a man to beat. Doesn't have anybody in front of him, and he's going to get knocked out.
Oh, don't get a chippy foul. Oh, there's a chippy foul at the 40-yard line on the opposite side of the field, and it looks like it might be offsetting on both sides. But, oh, my gosh, number 12 for Fleming Island just cost him a significantly big play here.
According to our roster, that's Fabrice Joseph,
Oh,
defensive
no.
back, and he's going to cost his team potentially. Now, it looks like it might be offsetting. That may be the case here, but my goodness gracious, why would you do that thing at complete opposite end of the field?
If it's offsetting and in play, isn't that redoing the down?
Not on the kick. I think they're going to let that go. Let's see what the official says here.
Unsportsmanlike conduct on both teams. Number 4, kicking team. Number 12, kick team. The throw is offset. First down.
So they'll mark the ball at the first down. That is
All
Javian
right.
Cobbard.
So they're giving Fleming Island a huge break there. That was definitely a skirmish that was going on during the actual play, and they're calling it after the play personal foul, which is a huge difference of whether it's going to be on your own territory or whether you're going to get the ball here at your opponent's 30-yard line.
Massive return by Trace Burney to get it started. Fleming Island in excellent field position, 1st and 10. Broughton will take a snap. He'll give to Digman, who finds him a hole, and that's the best run he's had so far this game.
I think that's much more of his role, is to be a physical downhill runner, to break that first tackle, get extra yards after contact, and make sure you're holding on tight to the ball. That's definitely a role that he can fill. Maybe not necessarily that pass catcher in the flat, but definitely a hard hammer running back.
This is a must-score situation, and I'm talking 6 points for Fleming Island if they want to get a momentum swing here. 2nd down, they'll call it about 5. He'll get a snap, feed him again. This time, the Blue Devils are on it.
By number 99, Omar
Big
Gooseby.
stop
Loss of
by
2.
number 99,
It's third
Omar.
down.
Omar Gooseby, he is
Play.
definitely playing a great game today. He has the size, the length, the talent, and ability to take down these quarterbacks and running backs in multiple different gaps.
Gooseby, the senior. Flag on the play.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct. On the defense, number 99, backslash. After this is your goal, first down.
And he picks up an
First down,
unsportsmanlike
first and
conduct
goal.
penalty after making a fantastic tackle. And this is what we were talking about earlier. Play chipping through the whistles. And after that, pull your hands up, walk away.
It completely wipes out a fantastic play that he made.
And that was a stuffed tackle, too.
Yeah, it takes what is a incredible positive and something you put on your highlight reel to being something that's very embarrassing to yourself and the team.
3 wide receivers for Broughton. First down and 10. In the red zone now. Get a snap. And it's going to turn the corner. That's Sebastian Cruz. He's going to get in the end zone. And touchdown, Fleming Island. Sebastian Cruz
Touchdown.
dances. One heck of a game. He's had a strip fumble and a touchdown carry.
Well, he found the sideline there and just turned right up. I mean, his speed was excellent coming up the sideline.
That was a worldwide automotive touchdown for Sebastian Cruz. Comes at 10:46 to go in the third quarter. Parker Sertivin on for the extra point to make this a 3-point ball game. Fleming Island fans got to their feet. It's the happiest they've been this game. Clay side of the field, a little quiet right now. Sertivin up and good. Sertivin is money.
Kick is
Made a
good.
field goal and got his extra point in. 13-10 with 10:46 to go in the third quarter. David, that is the drive Fleming Island needed to start the half.
Absolutely. It was well executed, very nicely done there. There's a penalty that helped him out too, so a little bit of shot yourself in the foot from Clay defense, but as long as this score can stay this close, it's going to be a very, very tight finish down to the ball game.
Yeah, absolutely. Still have plenty of football left to play, so don't count the Blue Devils out yet. They'll get their first offensive possession of this half. Temperatures cooled off just a little bit now that the rain has passed. There's a slight
Absolutely.
breeze
This is nice.
up at the top of the stadium here.
Devils. Sturdivant kicking off for the Golden
Parker
Eagles.
Sertivin, let's see if he can go 3 for 3 on touchbacks. Again, it looks like a near capacity crowd here at Blue Devil Stadium. On a gorgeous night after that rain's gone.
And a full Fleming Island Golden Eagle student crowd over there.
They came out tonight. Sertivin drives it. That might as well go ahead and put that into the St. Johns River. That's a touchback. I think he might have bounced that off of Spring Park Coffee. First and 10 from the 20-yard line.
First down, Blue Devils at the 20-yard line.
And again, that's such a weapon to have when your kicker can drill it into the end zone.
It's such a security blanket and safety net for this defense. They know that they're going to be able to come out on the 20-yard line, pin their ears back, and go after an offense that even if they make a mistake, they still have all the space in the world to go make a tackle.
So Landon Chadwick will march back out for their first possession of this half. Hanging on to a 3-point lead here after a short field for Fleming Island. They'll get a carry. And it looks like we'll have one of the Roberts out there who gets about 5 yards. They shot through that hole pretty quick. And again, they're pushing and shoving after the whistle. And got to slow that down. Remember, these two teams despise each other is not really the word that you could use for it. It's
I mean, they're not too far apart as far as how far the schools are from one another. And, you know, they play each other every year in this kickoff classic, and they know this game is coming all summer long.
And the social media chatter for this game, too, between the two student sections has been absolutely delightful. It's like watching Florida State fans. They really do not like each other. It's funny. Chadwick will get a pump fake, and he'll see a running lane. It's the first time we've seen him run out of the pocket. And he did get a couple of yards on that play. Avoids the sack. Brings up third down and short. Chadwick not known to have the same set of wheels.
Yeah, but shout out to number 71, senior offensive lineman Joshua Hertz. Had an excellent block in the perimeter there. He looks to be one of their biggest offensive linemen that they have playing left tackle. So he's got the assignment of Nate Van Hoff on this play.
Here's a name that you're going to love, and speaking of Nate Van Hoff, Hayden Compton shouting it out in the chat right now. He says, I love me some Nate Van Hoff, and we do too.
Absolutely. Guy works hard. That's one of the hardest working kids in the team.
Oh, no, that's not going to go anywhere. Some confusion and another flag. Oh, goodness gracious.
So I want to see if they might wave this off. The head official did see it right in front of his face, too, and didn't throw the flag, so there's a chance this one might get picked up.
Travaris Roberts got run into and then hit late.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct on the offense, number 15.
Oh, a different penalty altogether. Nice.
So another unsportsmanlike conduct penalty, and if you bet the over on this one, you won it. That's for sure. Plenty of unsportsmanlikes in this game.
I mean, they just got to find a way to keep their cool here. I mean, what do you want to do if you're Clay High School? You're ahead by 3 points in the contest, and if you keep making mental mistakes like this, what do you think's going to happen?
Absolutely. Braden Cunningham, I see you, sir. Congratulations and good luck this season down at FAU.
Absolutely. FAU's got a good squad down there.
Stand-up guy, too.
Sebastian Cruz.
All the best to you, buddy.
For the Golden Eagles.
9 minutes and counting here in the third quarter. Clay is in a hole on fourth down. They will punt. Get a snap. They'll cleanly get the punt off, though it's not the best one. We'll take a Blue Devil roll across the 50.
Mr. Cruz.
Ooh, he thought about it.
That's 15 yards of field position.
He thought about it, but maybe thought about it too hard. That was spotted all the way at the Fleming Island 45-yard line. Way to flip the field on that one with a lucky roll. And with 8:38 to go, that's where Fleming Island will take over 1st and 10.
All right, had a great drive last series. You got the run established a little bit. You had Sebastian Broughton cooking a little bit. Let's just see if you can get your playmakers the ball, and especially Trace Burney, in my opinion. Like now that the surrounding facility, the surrounding field is not nearly as wet, it should be wide open here for some passes.
Okay, so I have to giggle here. So Braden in the chat here refers to Nate Van Hoff. We call him Never Not Working Nate Hoff. They called him the Vanaconda.
The Vanaconda.
The Vanaconda.
Ah.
I'm going to let you keep that one, Braden.
Yeah, I think we're going to keep going with the
we're going to leave Never Not Working. Speaking of somebody who's never not working, it's Fleming Island back on offense across the 50 to about the 49-yard line. And that's Sebastian Broughton running again. We'll get a stoppage of play here. And I can't see if there was a flag or not. I doubt it. And we have an injured player on the field. I see the hobbling now. Oh, my goodness. That doesn't look like fun, so I'll get a stop here. The Vanaconda. I just can't.
Well, while we have a minute here, I think we might be checking on some scores from around the area just to make sure we're keeping up with what else is going on in our First Coast football world. All right, looks like we're keeping the same score in Nice and Ponte Vedra, 7-21. The St. Augustine Yellow Jackets have opened up their lead on Palatka, 35-6. That one's into the third quarter now. The Bartram Bears are in a tightly contested contest with the Sumner Stingrays. So that one's 12-14 at the third quarter turn. And Trinity Christian is now losing to Ed White. Trinity Christian down 7-12 to Ed White. That's
unusual. Mandarin has opened it up against Creekside 35-13 right now. Fletcher all over Ribault 22-0. The Tucoy Creek Toros just in a 3-point game. First Coast leading 10-7 right now. And your alma mater, Episcopal, down 4 points.
I have not heard of the school that they're playing.
I haven't either. That's the first one for me.
That's not a good sign.
Keystone Heights out there, they're playing Interlochen tonight. Our friends the Indians, they're leading 19-0 right now. And see if we can maybe get the beachside score, maybe Orange Park Riverside a little later for you. Fleming Island back in business on second down after the injury timeout. Eric Gentry at quarterback gets over the middle. Sebastian Cruz. Oh, he's gone. See you later. That's a touchdown. Forget it.
Sebastian Cruz just proving that he has wheels tonight. Absolutely dusted.
Oh, no. Blindside block. Well, that was a worldwide automotive touchdown, but we'll throw that in reverse and back it up 15 yards for the illegal blindside block. And what a great run by Sebastian Cruz, erased by a mistake.
I'm not sure what they got on the number there. I don't think Cohen Kioffi was in on that play, so I think it might be on number 44 here, the tight end, but I'm not quite sure who that block in the back was on. But a very, very costly penalty. It takes points off the board.
So they'll give him the benefit of the first down, so they move the sticks, but no touchdown. Low snap. Broughton has to run for his life. He's done that a couple of times tonight, then he'll get tackled immediately after about a 2-yard gain. Quarterback exchange.
So I don't know if that was a design play, but he just saw a sideline and took it. So taking an absolute disaster and getting 2 yards out of it, not the worst result. But we got to make sure that this center and quarterback exchange is seamless.
Had to take the bounce pass and run at that point. And that's 3, maybe 4 snaps I've seen Fleming Island has not done very well, and Broughton has had to make something out of nothing. That's the first positive game he's had on a bobbled snap like that. The last 2 went for 15-yard losses. 3 wide receivers now. Sebastian Cruz will sidecar to the right of Broughton. Get a snap, fake to Cruz. Broughton looking to pass. He's got a man deep in single coverage. That's Trace Burney, and it's incomplete, but I think he's going to get the benefit of a flag on that one. Might have gotten a little arm hook underneath there, and that will be pass interference on Clay.
So if you're a receiver in that kind of situation and the ball's hanging up in the air and you know that the defensive back knows it's coming, you have to shield the ball from the defensive back. And in doing so, the defensive back reaches around, grabs an elbow, and you get this flag, even without having to get reception. Big positive yards for Fleming Island.
Hold the phone. The flag is actually on Fleming Island. And I just missed what the referee said on that one, but it's now a penalty. Backs it up, still second down. 5-yard penalty, and I didn't catch what that was. We'll have to double check later. But again, another wide open receiver and a bang play that you wanted. Makes it second and long.
15.
Broughton get a snap. He'll look to Cruz and finds his own hole. Tries to hang on to the football. Gets to the original line of scrimmage.
That brings up
Broughton pulls
third down and 11. Let's hear it, Clay Crazies.
4 yards on that carry.
Yeah, their announcer is really pumping up the crowd out here. They know how big this third down is.
And that's head basketball girls coach Doug Dieters on the PA tonight, a very big friend of Florida Sports Broadcast.
I imagine that it's a pretty good basketball program.
They have a pretty good basketball program.
I would imagine.
Mid-quarter
Injury timeout, and they'll also call the water break at 6:35. Let's take a quick commercial break, catch our breath. When we come back, we'll have more third quarter action. You're watching Friday Night Lights on FSB. We'll be back in just a moment.
Chad Hollingsworth with Clay County.
First Baptist Church of Orange Park was founded in 1921. Suffice to say, much has changed in Orange Park, Clay County, and the world since then. Though much has changed in the world, our mission remains the same. We are a church intent on fulfilling that mission and are strategically engaged in our community through partnerships with local schools, sports teams, veterans organizations, and more. We are a family equipping church. We invite you to check us out at firstfam.org or join us in person at 1140 Kingsley Avenue, Orange Park, Florida.
The United Soccer Alliance is a full-service soccer club for all ages. The United Soccer Alliance will train your child with professionally licensed coaches. And make sure you check out the United Sports Alliance's flag football program. For more information about soccer and the flag football program, go to unitedsocceralliance.org.
All right, I'll get it.
Third and 11.
Third down and 11. Broughton will give over the middle to Cruz, who's got a running lane, got a couple of blockers. He's going to scamper for a first down. And Sebastian Cruz doing some heavy lifting for the Golden Eagles.
Sebastian Cruz on the run.
So the penalty
First down,
earlier
flag
was
is
an
on the
illegal
play.
man downfield, which is why we ended up not having a pass interference call, although it was equal parts pass interference as well as illegal man downfield, but apparently the contact was not enough. Another holding penalty on a Fleming Island play, and this is not what the Golden Eagles really need right now. Backing up after a great Sebastian Cruz run. It's 2 in a row they've had called back on penalties.
There was a whole bunch of chunk of water that was starting to fall down here, and it just smacked right on top of the line.
Bear with us as we have a little hydration break of our own here. There's some water pulled up on our tent. Trying to make sure that doesn't sag onto the other table here where David is sitting. I don't think he needs another shower.
Parts of the process, BP. Parts of the process.
Broughton runs out of pressure. Got a throwing lane, and that's Cole Burney. Bounced out of his hands. Boy,
4th down.
2 hands on it. You got to bring it in. He couldn't quite haul it, and that's going to bring up 4th down.
That was a fantastic throw from Sebastian Broughton. An absolute rope right where it needed to be. You got to come down with that if you're Trace Burney. Those big plays are going to be few and far between.
4th down, so they're going to bring out Parker Sertivin to punt. Try to pin the Blue Devils back deep. Sertivin had a good punt earlier that the Blue Devils just turned into a huge gain. Sertivin from his 45-yard line. Good snap. Good pressure in, and a nice punt. That will get fielded and then rolled right into the end zone for a touchback right at the 6-minute mark.
Again, AJ Witt's goal on that play is to be ahead of that ball as it bounces. You need to make sure that your heels are on the 1-yard line as the ball is coming towards you so you can stop it from going into the end zone. You watching the ball fall is not going to help.
Yep, not quite enough air on that kick either. Almost outkicked his coverage. So in a 3-point ball game, Clay hanging on to that lead. Fleming Island started the scoring bonanza this half. Penalties stalling their drive. Some otherwise fantastic running from Sebastian Cruz in relief. Demir Jackson, we don't have any word on him right now. He has not been in the ball game since the first quarter. Chadwick with a quick flip to Antonio Thomas. First time we've called his name in a bit, and he'll get maybe to the line of scrimmage, and that's all.
Been a very quiet day from Jarius Rogers as well, trying to see him take this next step and be a better defensive lineman that can also cover passes, that can also rush the passer, that can also make plays in the run game. So his well-rounded game needs to find itself this year.
2nd down and 10. Just got to the line on that play. Thomas had the great touchdown throw earlier on the trick play.
A fantastic play call. They did not see that coming at all.
Put a man across the formation. Chadwick with a clap and a snap. He looks to throw, doesn't see what he likes, reverses the other side, and just wisely throws this out of bounds.
Right towards the huddle tents. You know, nowadays that everybody has these flat screen monitors and huddles set up inside these tents. You know, he just took a fastball right into the defensive meeting.
5:05. That's where the clock stops. Brings up 3rd down and 10.
And Chadwick kid throws a nice football. I definitely think that he's got plenty of touch on it. He's got some intermediate and a short game passing value. He's just got to figure out how to push the ball downfield and when those moments might be.
And this is his offense to run now with the departure of Merrick Raposa. He will be the quarterback going forward, and he's a junior. Thomas will come across the formation in motion. Chadwick drops back, 5-step drop, looks, can't see anybody, throws it over the top. That's not going to...
It'll fall harmlessly to the turf there, but that was in double coverage. You had a safety come over the top there. If you have that safety coming, you got to make sure you put it on a little bit more of a line.
Thomas looked like he wanted to have a penalty flag there, but he wasn't going to catch that if he tried.
I'll tell you this, Sebastian Cruz has been covering ground. He looks so much faster today than he did all of last year, of course, but even last week.
Yeah, Sebastian Cruz's running has impressed me tonight. Broughton obviously doing what he does best, but if you want to talk about a standout player of this game, Sebastian Cruz has definitely been it for Fleming Island. He's had a couple of great runs and one for touchdown called back on penalties tonight, but you take away those mental mistakes, David, we have a totally different game.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Again, we have a injury down at the field. It looks like it might just be a cramp, but of course we don't want to speculate too much here.
Let's take a quick time out here. When we come back, we'll have some more action from the 3rd quarter right here on Florida Sports Broadcasting.
Baptist Church of Orange Park was founded in 1921. Suffice to say, much has changed in Orange Park, Clay County, and the world since then. Though much has changed in the world, our mission remains the same. We are a church intent on fulfilling that mission and are strategically engaged in our community through partnerships with local schools, sports teams, veterans organizations, and more. We are a family equipping church. We invite you to check us out at firstfam.org or join us in person at 1140 Kingsley Avenue, Orange Park, Florida.
Sebastian Cruz deep for Fleming Island. Take this punt. High snap. That's going to almost be blocked, maybe partially. Still takes a little roll.
Has been a struggle in the punting department for almost both teams now, and it's very, very good field position here for the Golden Eagle offense as they're going to come out here and try to get back into rhythm after that mistake last series.
Big drive for Clay on defense. They got to stand up and get another stop. Bad punt will set up Fleming Island deep into their territory. Spotted at the 32-yard line.
All right, Sebastian Cruz back at running back now. It's probably going to be a little hefty dose of this outside zone. See if we can get this run to the left.
Line up in pistol formation and then move him sidecar. Get a snap the way he wanted to. Broughton's got to improvise. And he just gets to the line of scrimmage. And again, the snap, not what they wanted.
Well, they're hoping to set up this run game and get some RPOs going. That is one of the bread and butters of this offense, is making sure you can think it's a run and all of a sudden throw it right behind your ear as soon as you react to it. So that is one of the key staples in this kind of spread offense. And if you can't get the run game established, they're just going to sit and wait for the throw.
Brings up second down. No gain on the last play. Broughton will give to Cruz over the middle. He'll pick up a couple of yards.
Gain of 3.
Well, of course, using Cruz right now is going to be wearing him out a little bit for the defensive and special teams roles that he also plays as well. So there's only so much two ways you can go with players, especially if they have to run as much as Cruz has to run.
Third down and about 7. Broughton in shotgun again, 3 wide. Another low snap. Another run for his life. He gets out of the pressure. He's going to hit for the sticks. Flag on the play. Probably going to get a holding call. He might have gotten the first down, so they'll live to have another play here on third down, but again with a mistake.
And again with the hankies, here comes out some more penalty flags. All right, looks like Fleming Island might be a little bit backed up here, but this fourth down is going to be critical. Might be one of the biggest downs of the ball game.
And the officials are marching forward here.
Now, is this a first? They've just turned it to a first.
I think we're going to get a penalty on Clay here. Let's see what the call is.
There are 2 fouls on the play. 5-yard face mask on the defense. After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct. Number 2, half innocence in the goal. First down.
So 20 yards in penalties here. Now, they have the 5-yard face mask rule in high school football here in Florida.
Flag on the play.
But the penalty is going to come on Kendale Doctor, the senior. Add 15 on top of that, and now Fleming Island's knocking on the door. And I've lost count of the unsportsmanlike conduct penalties at this rate.
It has to be at least a dozen. It seems like it's that much.
But nobody has been ejected from this game yet. There's nobody with 2, so.
Everybody gets 1.
So some discussion right now. Officials are having a conflab there at about the 10-yard line. Clock stop with 3:18 to go in the third quarter. 13-10. Fleming Island the only points in this half.
So I wonder if they're debating whether you can only take one or the other penalty.
Yeah, I was confused. Now, it made sense the face mask penalty, of course, you'd march it off, but was that
No,
and
a
to have
second.
another call.
No, there are 3 penalties now. The first is on an incidental face mask. Second is a personal foul on number 2. The third is a personal foul on number 4.
It's Fleming Island now with 1st and goal. Snap, Cruz drives in, not quite. He'll mark him down about the 1-yard line.
But still, up 3 points. What are you doing?
And, yeah, discipline right now for the Clay defense.
Taking them right out of the ball game. You don't even get to play football to defend yourself. You just have to try to defend the goal line.
Second down and goal. Again, 3 costly penalties in a row on one play for the Blue Devils sets up this play. Get a snap. Cruz will try to get over the plane of the goal line. Doesn't quite get there.
Oh, we got.
And now they're going to say touchdown on the far
That's
side.
a touchdown.
So he does get the nose across the football. And Fleming Island has taken their first lead of the game. Comes at 2. So I'm trying to figure out here where the war chant's coming from. And does Sebastian Cruz have an offer that we don't know about?
Oh, we need to look into it.
We
for
probably
sure.
should, because
Absolutely.
that's not the first time we've heard them do the war chant after a Sebastian Cruz.
Well, after this game, I definitely think that he's at least should be garnering some Power 4 offers, or some Group of 4, or some Group of 5 offers now. Definitely would be worth looking into.
And if Fleming Island gets an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. So 16-3 the score now. Parker Sertivant on to try the extra point.
Sertivant on for the point after.
All right, this will be a pretty big extra point here.
Makes it a 4-point game. Hold down, kick up. Sertivant is good.
So we really don't know too much about the Clay kicking situation, but that at least takes that out of the factor.
So our new score right now, 17-13. Fleming Island with the 4-point lead over Clay after a marathon of unsportsmanlike conduct penalties, which will result in another one that'll get marched off here. This one on Fleming Island. I imagine they'll march that on the kickoff.
Well, just to compound, it was already a first down from a 5-yard face mask. You get 2 back-to-back personal foul penalties. And yes, they're half the distance to the goal, but you're already at the 5-yard line. That's a significant half the distance to the goal.
Yeah. So self-control beating Clay right now, not the football element of it.
And of course, let's see if Parker Sertivant can get another touchback here.
Back it up 15, they'll kick it from the 25. So this will give Clay really good field position, and they're not out of this game by any stretch. It's only 4 points, and their offense has been successful. Just got to play disciplined football now.
Is this where you break out more trick plays? I think so.
What do you got to lose? It's the first game of the season. This doesn't impact your district standings, your classification standings. It's a psychological win. You want to get your season started with this big one. Fleming's won 2 straight over you. Want to get back on the win column here. Sertivant sends this one. He won't get a touchback on it. And it'll continue rolling. And by virtue of the fact that he's going to roll it into the end zone, he gets a touchback, kicking the ball from the 25-yard line.
Ah, there you go.
I'm sure he'll take that any day of the week.
Absolutely. That totally counts. That 100% counts.
Yes, and flips the field, by the way. So kind of a bad move by the Blue Devils there to not receive that kick and try to get something out of it. Instead, they'll start with 80 yards to march, 2:27 to go in the third.
So, yeah, you've heard me as a former quarterback, a former punt returner. I really don't like it when they let the ball roll, especially if it gives up major chunks of field position. Those 10, 15 yards in those returns, when the ball hits the ground, that's a major field swap and play right here.
Right, and you don't need that, especially in a tight game like this, because You give Fleming Island any more good field position, if your drive stalls here, they're just going to keep scoring on you. Again, penalties have been the story of this third quarter. Lots of unsportsmanlike, chippy penalties, penalties of discipline. And for the first time tonight, the Fleming Island student section has started a jawing, as we hear them over there. Clay Crazy's a little quiet at the moment, but I'm sure they'll perk up with a positive drive here.
Well, here's the thing too: these Fleming Island fans have stayed through this game. You know, through the thick and thin of it. Even though they were losing by 2 scores at one point, you know, they still have that rah-rah factor of their crowd support.
Yeah, and this is a big comparison from last season's game, which was a sleeper, you know, and a 20-point victory for Fleming Island that got away early. This is a much different complexion to this game. And again, the Devils are not out. But Fleming Island coming out on defense with a little bit more swag after the touchdown. Landon Chadwick and his offense will go to work.
All right, heavy formation offensively.
Going to snap, try the run game again, find a hole, and nothing doing there. Might have lost a yard, actually.
It's Reyes in the bottom of that pile making the tackle.
Clay found something earlier in the game with that between the tackle run. They blocked it really well. Fleming Island has made some excellent adjustments on defense to keep that from becoming a factor.
Well, when they sub off 17 for 8, you know that they're going to run when 8, their big tight ends in the game.
Second down and about 11. Chadwick will get a snap. He'll look to his left there, get a
great
pass
tackle.
out. Nice tackle in the open field.
AJ Witt right there, open space.
Throw to the fullback on that one, Donovan Davis. Pick up about 5 yards on the play.
I mean, Witt's got size and closing speed to the sideline, so it's surprising me that his best offers are just the military academies. However, if that's his choice, it's going to be a phenomenal recruit for them.
We'll have a field day in a triple option offense, that's for sure. Third down. Clay desperately needs to move the sticks here to get a drive going. Chadwick will get a snap a little low. He'll step up. Doesn't see anything. Rolls out of it. Maybe gets another 2 yards or so, and that'll bring up fourth down. And a decision for the Blue Devils. You just go ahead and punt it away here and try to play field position. I think I would.
And that's what they'll do.
So a 3 and out for the Golden Eagle defense.
They're going to try to wind down this clock in the third quarter. This might be one of the last few plays of that third quarter.
Still have to deal with the 25-second clock. I don't want to give them any more free yards, but they are taking their sweet time here.
They're trying to get bodies out in this punt team.
Play clock down to 12. And they got to hurry. The personal protectors are up. And it looks like they'll get this off in just enough time. Get a snap, and that takes a hop, and oh no, that's not good. Either way, it's going to be Fleming Island football in excellent field position of the turnover on downs.
Ooh.
And with 14.3 to go in the third quarter, that's not how the Blue Devils drew it up.
Priority number 1, getting the snap out. He skipped that one probably good 3 yards in front of the punter. Didn't quite get a good handle on it. All of a sudden, the Fleming Island Golden Eagles are on that punt.
And they know how to seek that out really well. Had some success with that against Westside in the preseason kickoff.
If I'm not mistaken, that was the safety, correct?
19-yard line.
Moved down to the 19-yard line of the Blue Devils. Sebastian Broughton back to work here on offense.
All right.
And it looks like can't see if that's Cruz or not. No, it's Demir Jackson. He's back in the lineup. First time we've seen him since the first quarter, and they will mark him down.
So that was obviously an attempt at a lateral there. I think that he was trying to pitch the ball to Sebastian Broughton, and the Golden Eagles are lucky to get away with that one.
Ye old flea flicker, and it fails miserably. So with that's the end of the third quarter. Our new score, 17-13, Fleming Island with the lead. 12 minutes to go in the battle on US 17. We'll have an exciting finish for you right here on Friday Night Lights on FSB. We'll take a commercial break and be back with more football.
Chubby's Wings are more than just wings. With a great food and beverage selection, Mr. Chubby's is the home of the original Fleming Island Happy Hour, Monday through Friday, 4 to 7 p.m. And you can catch all your favorite sporting events on the numerous TVs, including all Fleming Island football games on FSB. Before or after the game, Mr. Chubby's has you covered, and they're only 0.8 of a mile from the Fleming Island High School campus. You can order online at MrChubby'sWings.com or call 904-272-WINGS. And while you're at it, let Mr. Chubby's cater your next event. Call 904-272-WINGS. The United Soccer Alliance is a full-service soccer club for all ages. The United Soccer Alliance will train your child with professionally licensed coaches. And make sure you check out the United Sports Alliance's flag football program. For more information about soccer and the flag football program, go to unitedsocceralliance.org.
And we're back at Clay High School, fourth quarter. 17-13 Fleming Island with the lead right now and the ball. A chance to extend that lead deep in Clay territory. Happy you're with us for the Week 1 beginning of Friday Night Lights on FSB. Demir Jackson back in the ball game.
All right. We did not think we were going to see him in this one, but he is one of the most important cogs to this offense. So he might be hurting, but they need him badly.
Broughton will get a snap. He'll run a speed option, and then Clay almost had him, and then he squirted it out. The worm does what he does. That is a touchdown, Fleming Island, and Broughton made it look easy.
All right, and they throw. Great job squirting out of something where every single Clay defender knew that Sebastian Broughton was going to hold on to the ball in that play, and he still breaks through the line, gets a score.
That's another worldwide automotive touchdown for Sebastian Broughton, doing it on the ground.
Now, are they talking about having it during the play? Because he was crouching and starting to celebrate before he had even crossed the line.
Hey, doing a little bit of showboating there.
Now, I don't think that's a rule in high school football, if I'm not mistaken. I thought that was just something for college football that died out for a couple of years.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct on the offense, number 0. That is number 0, second unsportsmanlike conduct. He's disqualified.
Oh, no.
Oh, Sebastian Broughton's been ejected.
I didn't realize he had gotten a first one. So Sebastian Broughton scores a touchdown and then gets to take a seat.
Has been ejected.
And the Clay Crazies are not going to let that go down without some noise. My goodness gracious.
So in to hold is going to be Gentry, and I'm assuming going to start at quarterback now is also this holder Gentry.
Snap up, then bobbled. And that costs a point, so now it's still a 10-point game. And believe it or not, Clay's got some momentum. That is unbelievable. Sebastian Broughton.
The entire game is just turned on his shoulders here. This is phenomenally entertaining now.
Oh my goodness! Yeah, Sebastian Broughton doing the I am him, and then he gets sent off.
Well, he is. He was the entire offense for Fleming Island,
and he was a dashing running back doing his thing. Now, Eric Gentry will come in at quarterback.
Now you get to focus with the hot hand, which is Sebastian Cruz. Now you have to focus on probably involving somebody that hasn't played much in Trace Burney, and hopefully he can get some of these big catches that have been shots for him down the field.
Yeah, you're going to have to find another way to move the ball down now. So the unsportsmanlike conduct penalty will march off. So they'll back it up to the 25. Again, Sertivan bounced one into the end zone for a touchback last time. Let's see if Clay actually puts a return on this time. 11:49 to go in the ball game. Everybody's got their timeouts. It's only 10 points, a 2-possession game. I think we've got an exciting finish coming, David. I don't think this game is as over as everybody might think.
Well, it's just going to depend on how they take out this series, too. Building upon this momentum would be huge.
Sertiman decides
here comes
to
a big return.
kick the ground ball here, so that's going to get picked up. And we've got a couple of run lanes. Antonio Thomas is trying to make something happen. Thomas finds a hole. He's got a run lane, and he'll end up getting trotted out of bounds across the 40-yard line.
Possibly.
And I don't see any penalty flags, so that one turned out well for Clay.
That was almost 15 more at the end of it, too.
So they got a good return on that one on the dribble kick. And now Landon Chadwick will march the offense in a 10-point hole. A touchdown here for Clay changes the entire complexion of the game with Broughton to the showers.
All right, let's see what Chadwick can do now that he has a lot of momentum here.
At quarterback, number 7, Landon Martin.
They've changed quarterbacks, says Clay. Number 7, Landon Martin, now in the ball game.
See Chadwick still here on the sideline paying attention. In case they need him in, he's going to run right in.
So we might have a
This
strategic change here.
This might be their hammer quarterback. This might be a bigger body they use to run the ball.
Tighten up the formation here. Get a snap. Try that left side. Roberts bounces. He'll get about 2 or 3 yards.
A nice tackle there. I believe that was Nate Van Hoff on the tackle.
2nd 8.
2 yards. 2nd and 8 across the 45 to the 46 of the Blue Devils.
I don't think I've seen Nate Van Hoff come off the field on defense.
That's why we call him never not working. Thomas will line up in single coverage on the near side here. Get a snap. Go over that left tackle one more time. Get a couple of more yards.
Another fantastic play from Nate Van Hoff. He saw that pulling guard come in and shoved a shoulder right into his chest. Stopped that pulling guard and closed that seam.
That was an excellent tackle. Van Hoff is a monster. 3rd down. Get him another yard or 2 on that one, so we'll call it 3rd and about 6. Coming up with 10.5 minutes to go. Again, Clay will not huddle. They'll get the play from the sidelines. Get a snap. Quick flare out. That one to no one.
That might be why he's not starting.
Thomas was in the vicinity and not on the same page there, and that's going to bring up 4th down, and it looks like the Blue Devils are content to punt. Just shy of midfield, 47-yard line, 48. Clay will try to flip the field here. Trace Burney back to receive deep. We'll have to see what changes, if any, Fleming Island makes on offense with a new signal caller at the helm.
Maybe it's time for a little bit of the Screaming Eagle.
Wouldn't be surprised. Got Jackson back in the lineup. Low snap, gets it off, good kick. Burney will trail back. It'll take a bounce and a good Blue Devil bounce inside the 10-yard line. Mark it down about the 8. Bellamar's punt.
The 10-yard line on his punt.
Brought out the sand wedge on that one. Flips the field, and that's exactly what you want with 10:05 to go. Time for the Blue Devils to stand up and play defense.
Yeah, absolutely. Trying to make up for that mistake earlier of fumbling that snap. Just making sure that you can put your team in a good position here, get a stop, maybe put more points on the board.
So Broughton out, Gentry, the backup quarterback, in. He's got a good arm.
Now, what I'm going to be curious to see is what kind of personnel do they put on the field with Gentry? Are they going to stay with those wide receivers, or are they going to add more bulk to try to run the ball? Looks like they're going to have a tight end out here. They'll still have 3 receivers out.
With a 10-point game, I would imagine that you would try to grind out as much of this clock as you could. High snap, give to Jackson, who cuts out to the outside. He'll get a couple of yards.
Yeah, I think
good solid run.
I think everybody in the stadium knew that one was coming.
Jackson on the carry.
You get about 4 or 5 there.
Gain of 5.
And that's what you need him to do. Just grind out the yards. Don't need to have a home run play. Just
well, one of the most difficult things to do, trying to play offense. They know they know what you're going to run before you run it.
2nd down and 5.
These long grinding drives are really, really difficult to execute, and see if a backup quarterback can help facilitate.
9.5 and counting here. They give to Jackson on the left side now. He'll pop up, Finds a hole. There goes Demir Jackson. He's got a blocker. They're going to run him down. Cross midfield, 45. He'll get tackled, and a flag on the play. Might get a face mask on that one.
Jackson on the carry.
And that's what they needed him for. They needed him to have one big play, and they're probably going to win this game because of it.
Flag on the play.
Let's check the call. Demir Jackson, again, he has speed in space when he finds the hole. Blue Devils are backing up here. They're pretty sure that's on them.
Yeah, they're trying to get some fresh bodies out here on defense. They know that was a big play.
And they'll get the horse collar tackle and a big first down, Fleming Island.
Well, with every penalty, these referees have to check their note cards just to make sure, wow, is that your first? Is that your second? What's going on?
Yeah, they're running out of boxes to tick here. Wind it back up, approaching the 9-minute mark. Fleming Island across the 25-yard line, first down after the penalty.
First down, Golden Eagles at the 23.
Gentry gets a snap. He'll flare it out to Bernie, who gets it. Gets tackled at the 22-yard line by a pair of Blue Devils.
Second down.
Well, a good decision there on the RPO to throw the screen, but you just got to make sure it's in a more catch-and-run location for your receiver. If it's down that low to the ground, he can get no momentum to move forward.
Yeah, you got to hit him right in the numbers if you wanted to get him running in space. Gain of about 2 on that pass play. Gentry will go in shotgun, get a snap, bobbled it, and gets sacked. Actually, he actually does fall forward, so they'll give him some forward progress of about a yard.
But again, the center quarterback exchanges have been a tough bet today for the Golden Eagles.
Yeah, that's not going the way they wanted to. I imagine they're going to be drilling that like crazy this week in practice.
Absolutely. Something that should be a certainty is now in doubt.
Under 8 minutes to play here. The most important part is that the clock is running. 10-point ball game.
You got one-on-one coverage, Trace Burney in the slot.
Gentry gets a snap, go over left tackle with Demir Jackson, who finds another hole. Stiff arms. They'll wrestle him down, and he will get a first down for the Golden Eagles, about the 12-yard line.
First down, Golden Eagles.
Well, if they were saving him in the first half to be a baller in the second half, that was a great strategy.
That was what you need to bring out the wrecking ball at this point and just pound it home.
Well, just to keep eyes on Sebastian Broughton. He is still involved. He is still cheering on his teammates. Just because he's been ejected from this game does not mean his impact is not felt.
Gentry lines up in the pistol, and then Jackson will come up next to him. Get a snap, go over the left side. Jackson finds another hole, tries to move the pile, gets about 5, maybe 6. Another good, powerful run for Jackson, who we expected to be a factor in this game for its entirety and sat out in the first half without some sort of an explanation. But now he's come in and looks like he's fresh legs.
Well, as long as he's still falling forward, that's really the big kicker here. That big run was all they really needed from him. That 40-yard inside zone play, he makes one defender have to try to give him an arm tackle but run right through it, and that really was all he needed to break through the second level, get 40 yards, eventually get hawked down, but really all you needed was the big play.
Stop the game right now at 6:48. Actually, they're going to move the clock up to 7:01 now on the scoreboard for the official water break, as mandated by the Florida High School Athletic Association. So 23-13 right now, all second half, all Fleming Island right now. Clay has had a couple of miscues, some bobbled snaps, some inexplicable penalties. I mean, back-to-back unsportsmanlike conducts, and also the story of this half, Sebastian Broughton getting 2 unsportsmanlike, and he's sitting out the rest of this game with Eric Gentry in relief.
Still wondering if that's going to be a major impact here on this game, but if this drive ends up in a touchdown, that will be quickly forgotten.
Absolutely. Everybody's got their timeouts right now, so Clay trying to stop the bleeding here. Turnover would help them in a 2-possession game. Fleming Island goes up by a 3rd possession. It maybe lights out. Second down and 5. Brady Digman will come back in at running back. Give Jackson a spell. Get a snap. Try to give up the middle. And well pursued by the Blue Devils on that one. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage and actually may have lost a yard. 3rd down.
Well, just to point this out, if you're the receivers for Fleming Island, you got to at least have the mannerisms of it might be a throw. You can't just take one step and stand straight up. Everybody's going to realize it's going to be a run between the tackles.
3rd down.
Check that Clay Crazies. It's 3rd down.
Stay spread out. And Jackson will come back in at running back.
Yeah, they're probably running it still here.
Now they're going to give it to Gentry. He's going to call his own number. Gentry may take it to the end zone himself, and he does. Eric Gentry with the running touchdown in relief. And that's a worldwide automotive touchdown. So, 29-13 right now, pending. 29-13 pending the extra point right now. Parker Sertivan will come on, and
what a fantastic effort by the backup quarterback. A really gutsy run between the tackles. Said if I can't get it with my other teammates, I might as well do it myself.
Absolutely. He'll hold for Sertivan here. They get a snap. Kick is up.
A lot more confident on that hold, too, so I'm sure he's happy to see that mistake also be corrected.
Cash money, your score now 30-13. Fleming Island with your lead with 5:54 to go.
You know, at this point, you know, it looks like you're going to have this game won if you're Fleming Island. You're getting very, very valuable experience for your backup quarterback and hopefully your quarterback of the future as well once Sebastian has moved on to Akron or better.
Absolutely. Well, yeah, these reps are very important. And the best part about that drive, they didn't have a whole lot of flags for unsportsmanlike conduct. So it looks like the attitudes have settled down a little bit here. Now, why would you do the overrated chant?
After having beat them a couple years in a row.
Yeah. I'm confused. But hey, they're having fun. I imagine the atmosphere at Mr. Chubby's tonight will be rather busy.
Don't tempt me with a good time.
Absolutely. I can taste those wings already. Mr. Chubby's, proud sponsor of FSB and Friday Night Lights. Parker Sertivan sends this one into orbit. Will he get another touchback? No, he's actually just short of the goal line on this one. Got a return going on. Well blocked, across the 20, 25, 30, and that's where he'll get stopped there. Fleming Island will go back on defense.
Great open field tackle there, A.J. Witt. Making a tackle from opposite side of the field special teams. You got to have a lot of effort to do that.
If you're Clay right now, it's all hands on deck. You got to get something out. Still time on the clock. Chance to claw back here. Quick score, good defensive stop, some timeouts. Might narrow this gap a little bit right now, but the task has been insurmountable as Fleming Island has dominated this entire half. And it has been the tale of two halves, has it not been, David?
Oh, absolutely. It's definitely the Fleming Island team coming on this second half, and it was really an offensive-led effort.
Tipped and incomplete.
I think Nate Van Hoff set the tone defensively. He had another nice pressure there, too, but it was an entire team effort to really get them back into this game. And Sebastian did score that touchdown that was one of the most decisive scores in the game. So let's make sure that he's getting enough credit for what he's done, even though he might not be finishing this one out.
Again, Landon Martin in at quarterback, the sophomore. He's also listed as an athlete, so he can be inserted just about anywhere. Landon Chadwick played most of this game and wasn't playing bad football. 3 wide for the Devils. Step up. Martin tries to get out of pressure, throws it underneath. That's caught. Spins out of the tackle, and they'll give him forward progress to about the 38-yard line. 3rd down and 7 after the 3-yard pickup. Again, it's great to be back to football, David. Friday Night Lights
absolutely.
on FSB kicking it off. Week 1 action. We start with the traditional Clay Fleming rivalry.
Well, this rivalry's been so much to not just our broadcast personally, but of course to the entire town and neighbors that live close to these two schools. You know, these kids know each other for the most part. They're around each other. They probably hang out in the same places in the after hours or in the summertime. So having these guys, ooh, here's a shot.
Martin had a receiver open, but just overthrows him.
But having these guys number year in and year out, I'm sure that Fleming Island's going to let them know about it.
Again, this will be 3 in a row for the Golden Eagles. Our very first year covering this area, Clay won in a thriller at the Rock, but have dropped 2 straight since then in not very close games, honestly. This one closer than the scoreboard indicates right now. Fleming Island has opened it up late in the third quarter into the fourth, but this first half was a shock.
At one point in the second quarter, Clay was up by 2 scores.
And that said something to what they were game planning for, especially with the trick plays. And Clay will take a timeout here with
They definitely came
down.
out with a solid plan. They had circled this game on the calendar, prepped up for the summertime, and knew that they wanted to show their best football immediately.
Absolutely. And starting out at games at your house. Unfortunately for the Blue Devils fans, they are gently filing out. They have been pretty raucous here, too.
It's been a fantastic crowd here. The atmosphere was absolutely terrific. Everything down from them staying through the rain, them staying through the blowout. You'd like to see people that are really committed to the bit and really showing the boys the support they deserve.
Yeah. No, the fan bases are both very loyal here, and they travel well for these big games. And I would expect the same thing later on in the season as Fleming Island will play Orange Park. Clay will play Orange Park, so we'll get a lot of those traditional Clay County rivalries. You also see Oakleaf play these teams. This also draws a crowd. Martin gets out of pressure, steps up, might have thrown across the line of scrimmage, and that was caught. Oh, and intercepted. Stripped out, stole it. And he might have a pick 6 here. Nope, they're going to tackle him.
Ooh.
But a big turnover for Fleming Island, and that might start the fat lady singing. She's warming up right now, grabbing her last sandwich out of the refrigerator.
When you see that throw go up in the air, I originally thought it was a catch for Clay, but it looks like they stripped the ball out of that receiver's hand so instantaneously, was able to run it back, get it pretty easy 40 yards. Big play turnover there. Excellent job.
Brings up a Fleming Island first down. 4:22 to go, and I think if you're the Golden Eagles here, you just put the ball on the ground, run it between the numbers, and grind this clock out.
Yeah, see if you can get 2 first downs out of it. That's going to be what you need. 2 real big first downs and chew as much clock as you can.
Just dare them to stop you at this point. Ball at the 20.
Actually, I don't know if you can get 2 first downs.
Jackson hits the circle button, spins out of it. Try to stay in bounds, and he does. You get across to the 15-yard line, and they'll keep it in play, clock and running.
Second down.
He'll get about 5 on the play. Looks like he was trying to run off of right tackle there and ran into a whole host of Clay defenders, circled out of it.
But, yeah, this would definitely be a nail-in-the-coffin type score.
Second down. Again, Eric Gentry at quarterback. Get a whistle here. And we're back in business. Quick snap. Not sure what happened there. Did that actually start or not?
Is there an inadvertent whistle? What's going on here?
I'm not sure what the official was doing there. Referee's having a discussion as to who did what here. It is week 1 after all. We've had our preseason games.
We had our preseason classic. We shook off the rust. FSB's in this to win this. We made it through the water. We made it through the rain.
I don't know what it is about the Fleming Island clay game, but we always end up underwater somehow. It's that late August feeling. I just know I'm glad I'm up here in the booth and I'm not on the sidelines anymore. My goodness gracious. I never want to repeat that experience. 2nd down for the Golden Eagles. They'll tighten up the formation. 3:35 with the clock stop, and now we're whistled. I think we're whistled into play now. My goodness.
Yeah, we got that play clock running. They're inside 20 here.
The officials stopped the clock there because of their whistle, and now the clock is running. We finally get a snap. Jackson runs into the teeth of the defense and just does the smart thing and stays in bounds. Brings up 3rd down. He actually lost a yard.
Well, they know exactly what's coming here. I don't think they want to endanger their backup quarterback at all. I'm not sure they have a 3rd-string plan right now. So
3rd down and 8.
I would keep him out of harm's way. And I know that Jackson's got to be hurting right now, but there might not be somebody you trust with the ball more than him right now.
Yes, he has got your ball security in mind, and he's got that big body that'll just plow ahead and run in the tackles. Just stay in bounds. That's all you got to do at this point. 3rd and 8. Under 3 minutes to go. Gentry gives to Jackson. Runs that over left tackle, gets a couple of yards, keeps that clock rolling.
Stopped by a host of Blue Devils. It's going to bring up 4th down.
4th down, we'll get a stoppage here, and Clay will take their 2nd charge timeout of this half. That comes with 2:39 to go in the ball game. 17-point lead for Fleming Island. They are on their way to their 3rd straight win against the Blue Devils, and they'll start the season 1-0.
Well, if you're aggressive calling timeouts here, it's because you want the ball back and you want at least a morality score, if not a total all-out effort to score as quickly as possible. 17 points is still manageable. It's a 3-point game or 3-score ball game, but score onside kick, even to have a chance.
And we've seen wilder things happen. Stranger things have indeed happened on our cameras here, Friday Night Lights on FSB.
Miraculous drives, there's Mandarin.
We've seen plenty of those, that's for sure. So looking ahead to our Friday Night Lights on FSB schedule, next week takes us to the confines of the Raider Dome, adjacent there to Hoytby Cottony Stadium. As Oakleaf comes to town, the Knights will take on the Raiders. That's August 30th. Pre-game show at 6:45, weather permitting, of course. And live action game coverage starts at 7 o'clock. You can watch the game on FSBJax.com or our YouTube channel. Just search for Florida Sports Broadcasting. We'll close out the month of August in Orange Park. And then looking ahead to September's schedule for Florida Sports Broadcasting.
That Ponte Vedra game on the 27th, absolutely one to circle.
Yes. We actually get back-to-back weeks with Oakleaf. We'll have Oakleaf at Orange Park next week and then Oakleaf at Fleming Island the following week. So we'll get a pair of Oakleaf games and see what the Knights are up to. And again, not in district for Fleming this year. This is just a game on the schedule, but again, a must-win if you're Fleming Island. You got to get some vengeance for last year's. Last year's game was tight, and then all of a sudden Oakleaf's run game blew it wide open.
They just ran the same play over and over and over again and just killed the will of that defense for Fleming Island. So they're definitely looking to rebound a lot stronger in that game, prove that they're a good line of scrimmage football team.
Absolutely. And again, happy that we're bouncing around Clay County and bouncing around 5A District 3. It's going to be an exciting year. We're going to try to do some wall-to-wall coverage of what should be some exciting football in 2024. Eric Gentry will get a snap. Give it to Jackson on 4th down. He'll scramble. He might get a first down here. He's still on his feet. And he will not get the first down.
Close.
Awful close, though.
Blue Devil
That stops at 2:29.
Tell you
Blue
what,
Devils
he
get a
had
chance.
10 yards of wiggling for sure, but he might have only gotten 9 yards of yards.
Please, parents, students,
Yes.
stay off the field. Those are for coaches and players and administrators only. Coaches, players, Administrators only are permitted on the field post-game. Thank you.
That's the first time I've heard a PA announcement outright say there will be no storming the field tonight. Not that there was going to be a chance to. But
Not that there would be a chance to, but
could you imagine? Could you imagine a win here for Clay against Fleming, and this place would explode?
well, you already have this many people about 100 yards away from the sideline, just
Right.
standing around. I'm sure it wouldn't take much for them to say, "Oh, we're going to rush the field."
Absolutely. Well, Clay's got the football and one timeout in their pocket, 2:29. See if they can make something of it. Narrow the gap a little bit. A touchdown here would speak for their season. And going to bounce out of some pressure, throw, and incomplete. Stops the clock.
Pass incomplete. Flag on the play.
That'll be the
Another
quarterback's
flag.
helmet. I'm taking a little roll towards the sideline for Clay.
Might check to see if there is a face mask on that.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, number 4 on the defense. 15-yard penalty, first down.
That was
Go back and stay in because of the little helmet.
That was a little extra for Fleming Island on that one, the roughing the passer call.
We have Cohen Kiafio on that hit there. Might have been a tad late and a little high to the quarterback. So it's when you can't quite do, but there's definitely going to be an adjustment made. In fact, he's going to be out of the game here. They're going to put a younger player in, get some more experience.
Nothing
There you
doing.
go. David Smith finally gets a hand on one.
Yes.
He's been oh so close so many times this game. So finally getting to throw the straps on.
Brings up second down and 10. Well, that's the first time we've had live chat going on, and it is it's definitely been exciting, to say that much.
Absolutely, getting a little alumni engagement, getting a little fans and supporters of FSB.
Quite a bit here. Martin will throw deep, and
Pass is caught.
that was I'm surprised he stayed in bounds on that one.
That's an excellent throw. Just threw it right into the breadbasket.
You heard everybody hold their breath here, and then there was just silence
About
after he
15
caught
seconds ago, this guy couldn't hit the broadside of a barn, and you just made an excellent throw down the sidelines 40 yards down the field.
Yeah, and got out of bounds to stop the clock nonetheless. Big first down for the Blue Devils. Can't say they're not going to go down without a fight. Landon Martin.
They're going to get single coverage again here.
Get a snap. He's going to roll to his left.
The shot's
Runs
open.
into pressure, and that was eaten up. And Nate Van Hoff
Never not working. Nate Van Hoff.
in on that one. We'll get another stoppage here. And
Second down.
Timeout, play. Third and final timeout.
they'll take their last time out of the night with 1:55 to go. Of course, if you're a Blue Devil fan right now, you're probably saying to yourself, where was this earlier
Players,
with that big throw? You know, they
only
just
allowed
have
on
not
the
found
field.
their groove in this half offensively.
Coaches,
Well, to be honest, they didn't really try it. That's maybe their second or third throw. I've seen them throw more than 20 yards down the field.
Yeah, they had some effective run game, but Fleming Island made some excellent defensive adjustments
Thank you.
and started eating the blocks a little better, plugging holes, because Clay was really hitting them hard and getting those big open field runs. 62 yards, the longest run of the night. for
Their
Blue
new
Devils.
base look for Fleming Island is a two high safety shell. And if those two high safeties don't accurately fit their run gaps, it's actually very difficult to play good, solid run defense, especially if it opens up through the middle and running backs can just take it north and south and split those two safeties.
And Martin almost threw a strike, but into traffic. There were 3 or 4 Golden Eagle defenders there. That was ill-advised.
Center forward, number 13, Marquise Battle. Third down.
McKee's battle on the coverage, or in the middle of all that coverage, rather.
Check that. That was Donovan Davis, intended receiver.
Shout out Joel Robinson in the chat. That's a name we called a lot.
Hey, absolutely.
Got a whole bunch of Golden Eagle alumni in the live chat tonight. Appreciate you guys stopping by. Martin steps back, throws, nice pitch and catch.
See, the comfort level in the second portion of this game, especially these last 2 drives, has been a lot better for Martin. Just making sure he settles into a rhythm first.
Dalen Brown with the completion. I'll bring up 4th down. Of course, Clay will keep the offense on the field. Trying to make something out of nothing here. 4th down and about 5. Went to fake a handoff and nobody was home. Martin scrambles around. He might have picked up a 1st down here. He sure did. So a play that looked like it was busted turns into a 1st down.
First down.
Minute 8 to go here. Blue Devils just looking to see if they can cap off a scoring drive here to end the game.
Yeah, to be honest, now you're wasting enough clock. You're just saying, hey, this is a moral victory for us. We put it in the end zone.
Just get the reps and call it a night.
Well, trying to see this backup quarterback, it looks like they might have a bit of a controversy on their hands.
That's another caught. And he stays in bounds.
Catch made by number 14,
Dalen Brown with another catch. Clock running. They're
2nd and 1.
not in a terrible hurry here, but they'll get up to the line.
Well, you'd like to see him take at least 2 good shots into the end zone here. Of course, you can get a 1st down without getting a touchdown.
Martin takes a step, going to throw into the corner, and that is caught for a touchdown.
Catch is made.
Wow.
By number 14,
Excellent
Dalen
throw,
Brown.
excellent catch, over the shoulder with possession.
Blue Devils.
And I think he got something in Landon Martin. I really do. I mean, just let the boy throw.
He needed to settle in. Those first few drives were a little ugly, but after that, wow, that's been pretty impressive.
So they put 6 up on the boards. Clay's first score since the second quarter ends the scoring drought. And the night on a high note, at least. Something to cheer about. Bellamar on for the extra point.
Well, you'll likely see an extra point. You'll likely see a kickoff and a knee, and that'll be the last 3 plays of this ball game.
Kick is up, and that is good. So 30-20 our score now. Likely to be our final. 18.3 to go, and yeah, I don't think Clay's going to bother with the festivities on the onside kick. I think they're just going to go ahead and put this in play, and Golden Eagles will drop to 1 knee, and that'll be it. So sort of a mirror of last year. Last year's score, 40-20. This year, 30-20. Could you say, though, that Clay has maybe narrowed the gap a little bit with Fleming Island?
Well, as far as schematically, as far as effort-wise, sure, absolutely. But now they're going to need the discipline level to catch up with Fleming Island as well. I think there's definitely flaws on both sides as far as how many personal fouls that they had. But you can't go into that way, especially into district play for both teams. That's going to be stuff that kills you so quickly in big ball games.
Yeah, and Clay is in the same district as St. Augustine, and St. Augustine will mow you down. They've got some dogs on that squad, and St. Augustine runs tempo offense. So discipline is very important when you're playing a team that moves as fast as St. Augustine did. In the preseason game against Ponte Vedra, they were moving so fast the officials couldn't get the sticks marked. That's how quickly St. Augustine wanted to run plays. So that's a wrinkle we haven't seen in this part of Florida for high school football, and the Yellow Jackets are running it.
It puts so much stress on the quarterback. You just have to be able to run an offense and know what you're seeing before the ball's even snapped. And if you only have 10 seconds before the ball's snapped,
yeah,
a lot of information to process.
Timeout, Fleming Island.
Fleming Island looks like they were maybe expecting onside kick. And they'll take a timeout to adjust. And again, this is
faking that onside kick for.
We're doing it all game.
Yeah,
but no, and this is good for your season too. You know, take this for the repetitions that it is. You got a long year ahead of you. You know, just because you got this game in the bag, didn't want to take anything for granted. You want to make sure you're executing your game plan correctly, executing on special teams the right way. So I think it's a good timeout at this point in the season.
I just got to find out who's most willing to contribute in big moments. Like who's going to be your hands team in big games? Who's going to be your end of half big play producers? So even if you didn't get much out of that last drive for Clay, you at least see that they had some players that might step up in those moments. All right, all-out hands team here for Fleming Island. bringing in a couple defensive backs and receivers to hopefully be able to corral this.
Can't say I blame him. They'll do that run up to the line and then hustle back. All of the window dressing to see that the referee will stop the play.
Timeout. Fleming. Third and final timeout.
And back-to-back timeouts. You can still do that in high school ball here. So looking ahead to tomorrow, the Aer Lingus Classic, Florida State, Georgia Tech.
Oh, wow. Over across the pond.
Yes, kissing the Blarney Stone over in Ireland.
Yeah, I have a buddy of mine that's on their staff at Georgia Tech. They had the Lord Mayor come bless their practice.
That's a big deal.
Very big deal.
It's a big deal. Looking forward to that. I'm going to enjoy the evening recovery and then get a nap in and be up 12 noon, ready for
to rock and
football.
roll, absolutely.
Oh, no, listen, there are pounds of shrimp at the house already. They were swimming in Old Bay seasoning earlier. I am ready to rock. I'm so excited for football to start. I don't really care that the Chiefs went 0-3 in preseason. It's preseason ball. It doesn't matter. But looking forward to that. Looking forward to seeing if we can maybe get a couple of plays that Sam Singleton runs a little bit.
Absolutely. To see one of the old Fleming Island faithfuls come back and contribute for.
Speaking of Fleming Island alumni, I know he's obviously not going to be watching this broadcast because they're a few hours ahead of us there. And they'll try the onside. Fleming Island will pop right that, and that will do it. We'll get a knee, and that'll finish it off. Again, we appreciate you so much for joining us tonight, and we invite you to follow us on social media, would you? You can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and X, all at the same handle, at FSB Jacks. Also invite you to subscribe to the YouTube channel. The YouTube channel is how we present our games to you, and we do that at no cost to you, the viewer. We would appreciate you giving us some subscriber numbers there. We'd like to hit 1,000. We can hit 1,000 subscribers. That would help us immensely in providing an expanded and ever-growing broadcast experience to you, the fans. We enjoy covering high school football. Tell a friend, would you? Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Click that notification button, and that'll alert you to when you can catch the next edition of Friday Night Lights on FSB. And you'll also get 3 volleyball games this year on Friday nights. We're going to smatter in some volleyball coverage in. And we're very much looking forward to the Battle on the Island tournament this Christmas at 2 sites, both at Orange Park and Fleming Island High School, all a part of what we do each fall during the sports season. And that's going to do it from Clay High School. Fleming Island takes 3 straight over the Blue Devils. Your final score, 30-20. David, some final thoughts.
Well, did Fleming Island pull that game together or what? It looked terrible at the beginning. It looked like they were going to have some struggles offensively. Then Sebastian Broughton took the whole thing over. And then finally, the backup quarterback comes in, pulls out this big win. The defense steps up in big moments. Great job from Fleming Island. Let's make sure they keep that momentum going into next week.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, Fleming Island's got a little cleanup work to do. But, again, that second half made the difference. And Demir Jackson was a big one. Sebastian Cruz, he's my offensive player of the game tonight.
I would say so as well. Yeah.
Even though he didn't make the stat book because stuff got called back on penalties, the effort plays that he did on both offense and then the defensive play, running down a wild run, punch it out, get the ball back, that was massive. I think Sebastian Cruz is going to be an anchor on both sides of the ball, and it's an interesting wrinkle to see him come in at backup running back. So we'll see how that turns out for Fleming Island. On behalf of our FSB crew, producer Courtney Wallace, director Ray Canaveri, Aaron Garrett on the cameras. For David Wells, this is BP. You've been watching Friday Night Lights on FSB. Tune in next week as we're at Orange Park High School for Oakleaf and Orange Park. So long, everyone.
First Baptist Church of Orange Park was founded in 1921. Suffice to say, much has changed in Orange Park, Clay County, and the world since then. Though much has changed in the world, our mission remains the same. We are a church intent on fulfilling that mission and are strategically engaged in our community through partnerships with local schools, sports teams, veterans organizations, and more. We are a family equipping church. We invite you to check us out at firstfam.org or join us in person at 1140 Kingsley Avenue, Orange Park, Florida.
The United Soccer Alliance is a full-service soccer club for all ages. The United Soccer Alliance will train your child with professionally licensed coaches. And make sure you check out the United Sports Alliance's flag football program. For more information about soccer and the flag football program, go to unitedsocceralliance.org. Mr. Chubby's Wings are more than just wings. With a great food and beverage selection, Mr. Chubby's is the home of the original Fleming Island Happy Hour, Monday through Friday, 4 to 7 p.m. And you can catch all your favorite sporting events on the numerous TVs, including all Fleming Island football games on FSB. Before or after the game, Mr. Chubby's has you covered, and they're only 0.8 of a mile from the Fleming Island High School campus. You can order online at MrChubby'sWings.com or call 904-272-WINGS. And while you're at it, let Mr. Chubby's cater your next event. Call 904-272-WINGS.